time the sun goes down, I let you take control. I can feel the paradise before my world implodes. And tonight had something wonderful. My bad habits lead to late nights, ending alone. Conversations with a stranger I barely know. Swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use or do. My bad habits lead to white eyes stare into space, and I know I lose control of the things that I say. Yeah, I was looking for a way out, now I can't escape. Nothing happens after two. It's true, it's true. My bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. Every pure intention ends when the good times start. Falling over everything to reach the first time spark. It started under neon lights and then it all got dark. I only know how to go too far. My bad habits lead to late nights, ending alone. Conversations with a stranger I barely know. Swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use or do. My bad habits lead to white eyes stare into space, and I know I lose control of the things that I say. Yeah, I was looking for a way out, now I can't escape. Nothing happens after two. It's true, it's true. My bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. We took the long way round and burned till the fun ran out. Now my bad habits lead to late nights, ending alone. Conversations with a stranger I barely know. Swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use or do. My bad habits lead to white eyes stare into space, and I know I lose control of the things that I say. Yeah, I was looking for a way out, now I can't escape. Nothing happens after two. It's true, it's true. My bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. She said, ooh, shut up and dance with me. Ooh, shut up and dance with me. Ooh, shut up and dance with me. Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah.
FFA members, feet on the floor. I repeat, keep your feet on the floor. That means not on the chairs and not surfing through the sky.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah.
Yes, I can. Doubt better leave. I'm running with this plan. Pull me, grab me, crabs in the bucket can't have me. I'll be the president one day. January 1st. Oh, you like that gossip? Like you the one drinking what gossip.com. Now I got a word for your tongue. How many Rolling Stones you want? Yeah, I got a brand new spirit speaking and it's done. Woke up on the side of the bed like I won. Talk like the wind in my chest to that sun. G5 in the US to Taiwan. Now who can say that? I wanna play back. Mama knew I was a needle in a haystack. Oh, Valley boy, plus Maybach. I got a feeling it's a rap. ASAP.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling.
The mountain top, walk on water. I got power, feel so royal. 1 second, I'ma strike for you. Diamond, platinum, no more for you. That adrenaline, never giving in. Giving up's not an option, gotta get it in. Witness, I got the heart of 20 men. No fear, go to sleep in the lion's den. That glow, that spark, that crown. You're looking at the king of the jungle now. Stronger than ever, can't hold me down. 100 miles gunning from the pitcher's mouth. Straight game face, it's game day. See me running through the crowd full of melee. No trick plays, I'm Bill Gates. Take a genius to understand me.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling. Get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Sometimes Let's make tonight the weekend. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. Got no reason not to celebrate. Baby, I just don't wanna wait. Let's make tonight the weekend. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. Got no reason not to celebrate. Baby, I just don't wanna wait. Swimming in the deep blue, got me thinking about you. I'm just trying to dive right in. Wanna spend tonight like the last night of our lives, chasing all the love we can. And now, oh, I'm in a sea of lights, and all that I can see is you. And now I'm dying to feel alive. So baby, let's try something new. Let's make tonight the weekend. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. Got no reason not to celebrate. Baby, I just don't wanna wait. Tonight's the weekend. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. Got no reason not to celebrate. Baby, I just don't wanna wait. Let's make tonight the weekend. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. Got no reason not to celebrate. Baby, I just don't wanna wait. looks up, you see the light, see the light. The sun will set, so watch it fade. No two will ever be the same. Don't close your eyes, don't look away, 'cause it's supposed to feel this way. Tonight, today will disappear, and forever is a river that'll wash away the years. So try to take each moment slow. Just remember that for all we really know, there's one day left to go. There's one day left to go. One day left. One day left. One day left. One day left. There's one day left tonight. Every road you take is open wide. There'll be valleys, there'll be mountains high. Either way, you know that you'll be fine. You'll be fine. The sun will set, so watch it fade. No two will ever be the same. Don't close your eyes, don't look away, 'cause it's supposed to feel this way. Tonight, today will disappear, and forever is a river that'll wash away the years. So try to take each moment slow. Just remember that we really know. One
Convention Hall will come to order. We are now holding the third general session of the 96th Florida FFA State Convention and Expo. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations? I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they are at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The parliamentarian.
Stationed by the eagle.
Your duties there?
The eagle is a symbol of freedom and guards the doors of justice. Those who pass through the doors of justice are guaranteed the rights and privileges of democracy. Just as the eagle offers us a democratic way of life, so I strive to guarantee the rights of all to be heard and to reach a democratic verdict on all items of business. I help to maintain orderly meetings through correct parliamentary procedure wherever FFA members meet and business is transacted.
The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there?
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the president in maintaining order.
The reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there?
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there?
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Hereby the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you as time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep the plow at your station?
The plow is the symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is the token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
I am pleased to announce that at this, the third general session of the 96th Florida FFA State Convention and Expo, there are 4,797 members and guests present, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here?
To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess.
May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this third general session of the 96th Florida FFA State Convention and Expo duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. Your next session co-chairs are the blondies on our team. And trust me, their energy shows it. It probably wouldn't surprise most of us that one of these girls came into state office with hair and makeup skills like a pro, while the other didn't even own a curling iron. After months of borrowing hair products, makeup brushes, some late-night lessons, and trips to Ulta, both girls could now be considered some serious beauty gurus. These co-chairs share a passionate love for shopping and spending money, and our team's collection of hilarious stories wouldn't be half as entertaining without these two individuals. This session is sure to make you feel like you gained two new best friends. Florida FFA, let's welcome these Session 3 co-chairs, your Area 1 State Vice President, Ms. Makenleigh Bledsoe, and your Area 3 State Vice President, Ms. Mackenzie Cunningham.
Hey friends, I'm sure you're wondering why I'm whispering and wearing a party hat. Well, you see, I'm throwing a surprise birthday party for Mackenzie, and I need y'all to do me a favor. Can y'all do that? Okay. When she comes out on stage, I need y'all to yell, "Surprise." Got it? Can we do that? Okay. Surprise!
McKinley, it's not my birthday. In fact, my birthday is 7 months away.
I know, but I didn't get the chance to celebrate with you on your actual birthday, so I thought I'd make it up to you.
Oh, that's so thoughtful of you, Mac. But how about we just celebrate on my actual birthday instead?
Like what?
Well, if you have those party decorations, we could celebrate something else.
Like
St. Patrick's Day? Oh, or Valentine's Day.
Wait. Let's Google what today's national holiday is.
Good idea.
Okay. That's crazy. It says that today is National Beef Jerky Day.
It's actually not that crazy. Why do you seem so nervous?
Mac, have you seen my jerky?
Uh-oh.
What did you do?
Well, you see, I got a little hungry backstage earlier, and I didn't have any food, so I went through Spencer's backpack, and I found this.
Mac, you stole his jerky?
Yeah, I can't help it. I was really hungry.
Great. Now we don't have any beef jerky. What are we going to celebrate now?
Well, we do happen to be at the 96th Florida FFA State Convention and Expo, which is the biggest celebration of the year.
You know what? You're right. Let's celebrate the outstanding FFA members from across the state of Florida.
Let's do it. During this third general session, we will meet our State Proficiency Award finalists, hear the speeches from our state vice presidential candidates, hear remarks from our national FFA Southern Region Vice President, and hear the uplifting and motivating words of your Area 5 State Vice President, Mr. Spencer Baylor, as he delivers his retiring address. Florida FFA, brace yourselves for a session full of celebrations as we kick off this, the third general session of the 96th Florida FFA State Convention and Expo. Hey, what you got in that mug?
Oh, just some coffee.
Ooh, do you happen to have any chai tea that I can make?
Oh, gross. No, who even drinks that?
Me, duh. I love chai tea. The spices remind me of fall and the cool weather.
Well, speaking of fall, and since we're here to celebrate, we could celebrate Thanksgiving.
Oh, good idea. Thanksgiving is one of the most fulfilling holidays there is to celebrate. Get it?
I get it. My family loves to celebrate Thanksgiving.
Oh, mine does too. It's actually my favorite holiday. However, a lot of families get caught up in basting the turkey, the football games, and who's bringing the mashed potatoes. Oftentimes, families forget that this holiday is all about one thing:
Pumpkin pie.
No, thankfulness. Thanksgiving is a time to celebrate the gratitude and supportiveness that we receive. That's why I love celebrating Thanksgiving.
You're right, Mac. But Shouldn't we be thankful every day? I mean, take a look around. This sea of blue sure is something to be thankful for.
You know, you do make a good point. Today, we are fortunate enough to have our sponsors at Suncoast Credit Union here with us. Here to bring remarks on behalf of Suncoast Credit Union and to tell us more about their organization, please help me in welcoming Mr. Kevin Johnson to the stage.
Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate.
Well, hello. Good afternoon. Yeah. Well, I am Kevin Johnson, President and CEO of Suncoast Credit Union, and I am thrilled to be here. I have to say this is my first FFA state conference, and am I impressed. I have just been continually impressed with all the individuals I have met, all the presentations, the production. Just we're excited to be here and to support this state conference, and just thrilled to be here. Many of you may not know what Suncoast Credit Union is and what we're all about. So I just wanted to spend a few minutes this afternoon and make you aware of who we are. We are a financial services cooperative. So I know many of you probably know what a cooperative is, and I'm sure you know what financial services are. Basically, what we are is a financial institution that is not for profit. And that's a unique model, if you will. We differ from banks in that we're not striving to create profits for shareholders. We're creating value back to all of our 1.2 million members. So we're not for profit. And that makes a big difference in the lives of the members that we serve. So we have a lot in common with FFA. We're community-minded. We believe in giving back to the communities that we serve. We do that in a couple of different ways. We do it financially through our foundation, and more importantly, we give back through employee volunteerism. And I am very proud to say that last year, our 2,500 employees donated 44,000 volunteer hours back into the communities that we serve. We're really proud of that. And we treasure the partnerships that make that possible. You know, as an organization with operations in rural Florida, we deeply appreciate and support the vital role that agriculture plays in our communities. Literally, agriculture is the backbone of our local economy. It provides jobs, it sustains families, and it fosters community growth. With more than 47,000 farms across the state of Florida, according to the Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, we believe by supporting FFA that we are investing in the future of young leaders that will drive this industry forward. So beyond financial wellness or services, our roots are deeply connected to education. You see, we were founded and formed by a group of local educators in Hillsborough County, Florida, back during the Great Depression in 1934, because they felt like the way to provide affordable financial services to teachers at the time was to form a cooperative and pull the resources together in order to be able to receive financial services in an affordable and reasonable manner. And we still are dedicated to the educators across Florida today. We believe in the transformative power of education because it changes lives. Education invigorates economies, it discovers new frontiers, fosters business, and it provides personal growth to all individuals of all ages. Education is the cornerstone of our communities, and we need to ensure that all have a path now and into our future. As the largest credit union in Florida and the 10th largest in the country, we are deeply committed to our mission of improving the financial lives of our members. And we do that in a few different ways. We run a really efficient organization that allows us to provide the best rates on our products, our loans, and our deposits. And we offer many free services. But again, we're very proud of the commitment and the impact that we make to the communities that we serve. And we do our best to be able to meet the needs of those individuals within the communities that we serve. Everything we do is with our members in mind. At Suncoast, we believe with strong leadership, a commitment to agriculture, and a focus on community, we can build a better world together. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being strong leaders to make our communities a better place to live. It is now my pleasure to introduce or share a member spotlight video with you. This is a family that many of you are aware of, likely know, and appreciate as we do, the Cribbs family.
FFA for us is kind of a family affair. My dad was an ag teacher for 39 years and finished his career at Durant FFA, where we're actually standing right next to the barn that's in his name that was dedicated to him a couple years back.
Hi, we are the Cribbs family. I'm Caitlin. This is our mom, Suzanne, and my brother, Josh. And we are from Plant City, Florida.
My husband, Tim, joined Suncoast in the early 80s, 84, when he became an agriculture teacher in Hillsborough County after graduating from the University of Florida. He was excited to start out as an ag teacher. He grew up at Plant City High School as FFA officer, and we started with our savings accounts and later grew to be able to have a credit card with Suncoast and then a checking account. So we have loved being Suncoast members for many years.
You know, for us, agriculture is a fifth generation. My sister and I are the fifth generation of agriculturalists. It just kind of was a natural feel to be a part of FFA when we got to middle school. We're fortunate enough in Florida to have middle school FFA. We've always been kind of rooted in agriculture from a family standpoint, and it just led into that segue of FFA and what that's meant to us as a family.
Durant High School opened 29 years ago, so my brother and I grew up coming to this land lab in this barn with our own show animals and helping my dad on the weekends and after school. So it's great to come back to a place where we grew up and have so many memories and see how his impact and his legacy is continuing to live on with the students here at Durant. My dad loved to win, and so this show barn represents, his legacy living on and helping the Durant students win.
Suncoast has a wonderful connection with Hillsborough County and Hillsborough County teachers. Just recently, the last couple of years, they have actually worked with the Florida Strawberry Festival and worked with the agriculture booths that the students at all the high school and middle schools put into the Strawberry Festival. They award prize money. Suncoast wants to go hand in hand with education. They're letting our community know, hey, we're here for these kids. We want them to learn how to budget their money, how we can help them with their money, with their finances, and as they go through life, just like it has for Tim and I. We started out right before we got married, and we're still Suncoast members, and it has benefited our children and hopefully my grandchildren too.
Mr. Johnson, FFA members across the state are grateful for Suncoast Credit Union's support of our organization and this convention. Please accept this token of our appreciation. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking Suncoast Credit Union.
We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's all right. We're gonna have a good time tonight.
This afternoon, we are honored to have Representative Danny Alvarez with us today. Representative Alvarez was elected to the Florida House of Representatives in 2022 and currently serves District 69 and its citizens, including part of Hillsborough County. He serves on 7 committees in the Florida House of Representatives, including the Pre-K through 12 Appropriations Subcommittee and the Agriculture, Conservation, and Resilience Subcommittee. By day, Representative Alvarez is an attorney practicing all facets of family law and a corporate marketing consultant with significant experience in corporate communications, marketing, and messaging management. He is also a retired United States Army captain and has a deep appreciation and passion for the service to members of our military. While he might not have grown up on a farm, he has quickly found a love for the industry and has been instrumental in supporting policies that support Florida's farmers, ranchers, and youth in the agriculture industry. Florida FFA members and guests, please help me in welcoming Representative Danny Alvarez.
Brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue. Of the red, white, and blue.
Wow. Am I allowed to move this without messing this up? I'm short. I don't know if you know that. I don't even know where I am right now. I'm not going to lie to you. I walked in the door and I thought I was like walking into a Taylor Swift. I was like, hey, Tay-Tay, and then next thing you know, the whole crowd's going off. But guess what? I saw some people getting it on, and I got in the middle of that crowd, and in the middle, they're like, you're too old, guy, get out. FFA, how are you, guys? Come on, how are ya? Now listen, they said it right. I have nothing to do. The most close to country I am is these boots that I got bought, this hat that my Hillsboro cattleman gave me, and this attitude that I have that tells me I am exactly where I'm supposed to be, because this right here is the heart of America. This right here, the people in this crowd, when you look to your left and right, those old people that are in this crowd like me look to you, and we look to you with hope. Look, I know you want to talk about agriculture. If you don't know that I love agriculture, then you ain't been listening. I'm here because I love agriculture, and I'm here because I'm a guy who's never put his hand in a field ever, but I recognize the absolute, not value, but necessity of what agriculture means to America. You may not, listen, I don't need you don't even have to clap for that. I just need you to listen up. I want you to give me your listening ears today. You are at a precipice in time. You are at a point in time where America is on the brink of going the wrong way. And you might be like, Danny, that's a little bit serious for this Taylor Swift concert, but I'm going to tell you something. It's not serious enough. Those adults that are in the crowd that have invested in you believe it, they feel it in their core, and they need someone to tell you, you are more important to us than you have ever been. I love country kids. You know why I love FFA kids? I love 4-H. You know why? Because I always say they're about 10 years more mature than the average kid. I look at my own children. I have 7. How you doing? Listen, my beautiful wife is in here somewhere. She's redhead, now she's red-faced, and I'll pay the price for that, I promise you. But when I look at them, I say, man, like we're trying to build good Christian American, good God-fearing American, people that believe in service, people that believe in love. And the thing is, we don't have to remind you of that. You came with that. So as we tell you, you are the future of farming, I say, absolutely, that's the bare minimum of what I need. You're the future of America. But if people haven't told you this enough to your face and they've been pumping you up that you're the next leader, what I'm saying to you is, show me that you're the next leader. Every single day you should be pushing yourself. Every single day you should be doing something hard. Every single day you should be on your knees praying to God. Every single day you should be with your family, loving and praising your family. And every single day you should be wondering how you're going to give more to others than you give to yourself. I'm not here to lecture you. I'm here to beg you. I'm here to beg you to show up. Listen, we're out there fighting for farming. We're out there fighting for ranchers. That's my job right now. But when I look to my rear and I look who's coming up the back, we don't see a lot of people. But I tell them, hold on, they're coming. They're wearing blue jackets. They're dancing, but they're preparing. Look, the reality of the matter is, when I teach my children, I teach them this, so I'm going to teach you the same thing as I always tell them. Did you wake up today and say to yourself, I'm going to give more to others than I did to myself? When you go to meet your Maker, will you look at him and say, God, I gave more than I got. I left it better than you gave it to me, and that's all I can give you. Did you do it? And the answer is, you might have to turn in that blue jacket for a uniform. You may turn it in for a suit. You may be a doctor, but what does it matter what you do as long as you pour back into our country? Do you know what incredible thing it is to sit in front of you, and after we're done dancing, everyone knew immediately that God Bless America was coming, and we stood at attention and we swayed and we sang? Do you know how amazing that is? When I go back and I tell the old timers, hey, there's hope, there is hope, and it looks like you in the mirror. But what I'm asking you, and I'm looking at you, and here's the thing. Are you actually doing it? Are you looking at yourself in the mirror and taking the selfie and telling everyone, look at how great it looks, or are you putting in the real work when we need you? Look, we're moving the ways for you. We're opening the doors for you. We see it, we're preparing it. Look, we just passed a law that said, if you think football players are important, and I love football players, but what have they done for me lately? FFA, 4-H, those people are giving back to America, so when they go to an event, why don't they get the same courtesy? And we passed a law that said your absences are excused every time you do something for FFA because we're investing in you. How's that sound? Now listen, it's not all doom and gloom. I promise you that, then. We are loving you. We are having a great time. We are protecting America. We're protecting Florida. The pride in being a Floridian, if you do not feel it. I was just talking to my man, Mr. President back there, Mr. Nationwide Officer, Mr. Durant. And I say to him, hey, how's it look? He goes, this is the best state convention there is. And I looked at him, I was like, duh. Of course it is. We're Florida. We do things different. We take pride in the free state of Florida. We put it in you, and you're showing it. So how about, parents, a big round of applause for these kids? How about that? Now listen, before I go, I want to talk to the parents. If you think, parents, the time to take the foot off the pedal has come, you are wrong. I'm looking at you now, and I'm saying thank you for everything that you've done. If you are a parent and you've put into these kids, we see it, and we thank you. We need you as well. Everything you've done, everything you've put in, when you travel from Panama City, ladies, when you travel all that way, it means everything to us. So if you think you haven't done anything, you're wrong. You've done a ton. You give inspiration to others, and you lead through putting good into kids. Now, here's what I'm asking you. If you put into your kid, put into somebody else's as well. Do you know how many times I run into people who are kids who have never had an adult tell them, hey, you did great today? Listen, you might be here because someone did that. Do that to somebody else's kid. Tell them that it's okay. Tell them that they've got a future. Tell them that we are there waiting for them. We're cheering them as well. So thank you. Now look, here's my message. Where's Durant at? Come on. I gave him a promise. Look, I got me a Durant friendship bracelet, and it says USA. It says I love Danny Alvarez. And I was like, wow, that's really weird. How'd you just get that done? Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and a pleasure to be here, and I want you to understand it is the honor of my life to be a state representative. At first, when I ran because I didn't want to run, because I had to run. I couldn't watch our country going down the tubes. As a first-generation American, I said I wasn't going to sit and run anywhere else. There's nowhere to run. But I got to tell you something, when we sit and we fight for what's right, and I look to the future and I look out in this crowd, I absolutely know I've got someone to my left and right, and I'm proud of it. Thank you. God bless you, and I love you all. Thank you, guys.
Representative Alvarez, we appreciate your continued support of our organization, and thank you for being here to bring remarks today. Please accept this token of our appreciation.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue. Of the red, white.
Santa Claus is is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus
Wait, hold on. Why are we singing Santa Claus is coming to town?
Because I love Christmas. It's my favorite holiday. Do you believe in Santa Claus?
Well, of course.
I can't believe he's able to travel to all of those houses in one night.
Well, you know, Santa Claus isn't the only one who travels all around the world. Our national officers do too.
You're right. Just like Santa Claus, our national FFA officers travel around the world delivering the message of agriculture, participating in industry tours, and connecting with members across the nation to build the next generation of leaders.
Today, we are very lucky to have Florida's own Carter Howell, your National FFA Southern Region Vice President, here with us today. Please join me in welcoming him to the stage.
Well, I was listening backstage, and they're comparing me to Santa Claus, so all I have to say is ho, ho, ho. Welcome to Florida FFA Convention. It is an absolute pleasure for me to be back at home, and as I was sitting backstage and talking to Representative Alvarez and some of my closest friends, Chance and Leah, I'm just reminded of what a great opportunity it is to be able to come back home. I've traveled a lot, not as much as Santa Claus does on the night of Christmas, but I have been all over the place this year. But let me tell you, there is nowhere like home. So I am so extremely happy to be back. There's a couple of things that I love about Florida. Number one, Texas Roadhouse everywhere. Yes, thank you. Number two, sweet tea. Yep, sweet tea. And number three is the Southern hospitality that you feel when you're back at home. Florida is such a great place, and I'm so happy to be back. But I've moved away from Florida, and I have a confession. I don't go to the University of Florida. I go to South Dakota State University. And as tragic, boo, go Jacks. As tragic as that might sound, I've had some good experiences there, but I've had some that weren't so great as well. So I'm thinking to one particular time when I am ready to come back to the Sunshine State, because Florida is known as the Sunshine State. I would say that South Dakota is known as a state where the sun doesn't shine, okay? So very different. So I'm ready to come back to Florida because we are wrapping up exam week at South Dakota State University, and let me tell you, it was my first semester after my year of state office, and I was a little rusty academically, but we pulled it together for Mom at the end, okay? So we're doing all good. Yeah, shout out to my mom. She's out there somewhere I can't see. I'm ready to take this last exam, okay? But before I do that, I have to do one last thing. I have one last night of chores before I take that exam and start the drive home. I work at Cribbs Cattle, so that's about 10, 15 minutes away. You probably just saw Josh on the screen just a little bit ago. That's my employer, okay? So I'm going to work to do some chores. I got to feed the show calves that are about to be sold. So as I'm going up there, I get in my truck. Now, I drive a 2013 Ford F-250 Power Stroke lifted on 35-inch rims, right? Anybody out there relate to that? Okay. I thought so. It's good to be home. So as I'm driving on the interstates, I get about 5 miles from campus, and I see this horrible notification. And it's like my worst nightmare. This notification says, check engine. So I don't check the engine. I hit the OK button, clear that notification. I get about another 5 miles down the road. I get another notification. This time, it's not check engine. It says engine overheating. So I say, whatever, okay, clear that notification. I keep driving. And I finally get to Cribbs Cattle, where I need to be. And when I step out, I'm thinking, guys, this is December. It's negative 30 degrees outside. There's going to be no engine overheating after I do my chores. It'll be fine to get back in. That was probably just a false notification. So I get out, I feed the calves, fill the water, bust the water tanks open because it does freeze there, so there's like ice. So I look like Santa Claus. I got my sack, and I'm trying to get open the water tanks. So it's a long time there, probably 30 minutes. I get back in my truck, turn it back on. Engine is not overheating. So I get back down on the interstate, drive about 5 miles. You wouldn't imagine. I get that same notification, check engine, clear notification. I go about another 5 miles. I get that other notification, engine overheating. Okay, like they say, like 4-leaf clover or something, like 3 times it's really bad, 4 times we're really in trouble. So I figure something's got to be wrong at this point. So I do what any sane person would do. I drive to the nearest Walmart. So when I get to this Walmart, I'm like, hey, something's not quite right with my vehicle. And then when I'm in the parking lot, I only know a couple things about vehicles. My parents have taught me a lot, but one thing that they didn't really teach me is how to be a mechanic, okay? So I get out of the vehicle, and I do the only thing I know how to do, which is pop the hood, okay? So I pop the hood. I go open. I'm opening it up at the front, and I'm expecting everything to be okay. But instead, when I pop the hood, there's a loud hissing noise, okay? That's not right. Something is wrong. So I take a step back, kind of do a little bend over, and there was fluid spilling all underneath my truck. So something is not quite right. So I climb up on those 35-inch rims I was talking about earlier. I climb up on the tire, and I see that my coolant reservoir is completely empty. So I say, well, this is easy. I can diagnose that problem. I walk into Walmart. I find the nearest friendly associate. You know, they're always so friendly at Walmart. And I say, hi, I need some coolant. He's like, what do you mean coolant? I'm like, you know, like the thing you put in your car. Like, I thought that's the name of it. He's like, well, we don't sell coolant during the winter. We sell antifreeze. I don't know what antifreeze is. So I'm like, what's that? He's like, that's what you put in your car during the winter. So I'm like, okay, I'll take a couple of jugs of that. So I get my jugs, I walk out, I fill up the truck, turn it back on, it's running good. Not considering that there was a line busted and something must still be wrong, but we'll just get past that. So I drive back to campus, I turn it off, I go in and study very hard for this exam. I take it the next day and I am ready to go home. At this point, everything is packed and I am ready to go home. A snowstorm is incoming, so it's important for me to get out of there quickly. So I turn that truck back on, I get 5 miles down the interstate, and I get both of those notifications at once. Check engine and engine overheating. So something is obviously still not right. There's not very many interstate exits in South Dakota because like no one lives there. So I get 10 miles down the road, I see the first exit, and I turn around to go back to campus because I don't know what else to do. When I get back there, I realize, yeah, you're probably not driving the 26 hours, the 1,500 miles home. That vehicle's not going to make it. So I talk to my friend Casey, who's from Iowa, and he says, hey, I can take you down to the airport. So I load up with him the next day and go to the airport. Now, that situation might seem funny now, and looking back on it, it certainly is, but in the moment, it was not very funny for me. I'm thinking, like, I'm supposed to go home. This is supposed to be my first time going home, get to see my family, know that exams are over. I worked so hard to make my mom proud with my grades. My dad's not going to be mad at me. Like, I didn't flunk out of school, all these things. It's going to be a great experience. And then it's the question of, how is this happening to me? I had worked so hard. I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to spend time with family. Why is this happening? It would eventually be revealed to me why this did happen, but it definitely did not happen immediately, and it was not in that moment. But it was revealed to me. But this situation makes me think of another time where I was wondering, why is this happening to me? And don't get me wrong, I love my parents, but I have made some horrible decisions over the years, okay? And the number one worst decision that they ever made, according to me at this point in my life, was moving, okay? Let me tell you, I was the king of the campus in elementary school. I know I don't look like I have quite the athletic figure, but I was the designated all-time quarterback, so that should tell you something about my athletic prowess in elementary school, okay? Any Beavis Broncos out there in the crowd? Okay, yep, you know that playground. That was my territory, okay? So it's 5th grade. It is the last day, and at my elementary school, we have a clap out to congratulate all the 5th grade graduates on making this incredible accomplishment in their life, graduating from the 5th grade. I know it is something that most of us in here have done, but I was very proud, okay? But on that day, when all of my family was gathered there, my older brother and sister had come from middle school, my younger sister was there, my family was there, staff, administrators, everybody. I was happy with that accomplishment, but at the same time, I was extremely upset because my parents made that world's worst decision to move, okay? And when they decided to move, I'm from Hillsborough County, okay? So when you move out 5 minutes in Hillsborough County, you're gonna be placed in a different school district, go to a different school, basically. So instead of going to Randall Middle School, yep, Randall, that's where I wanted to go, okay? I went to Barrington, okay? Barrington, you out there? Now, I came to love Barrington, but definitely not in the moment. So as I'm spending that summer thinking about this experience and what I'm going to have to deal with and losing all my friends that were going to be going to Randall, I was not looking forward to middle school. But eventually I get to middle school, and as I get to middle school, I'm thinking a couple things. Keep your head down, get your work done, and go home every day and take that nap after school, okay? Keep your head down, get that work done, take that nap. That is going to be my routine for middle school. And I do that successfully, like very successfully for 6 months. I keep my head down, I do my work, I take my nap, okay? It's a great routine. But then one day, something changes when my friend Will, some of you might know Will in the crowd, my friend Will, he invites me to my first FFA meeting, okay? Will reaches out. We had been friends for a little while at this point in English class. We were both a little bit awkward. Like, this is 6th grade. I'm a little awkward now, so just imagine what it was like back then. So 6th grade, really awkward. He invites me to this FFA meeting. At this point, I had been in Mr. Lehman's ag class for the wheel, but I was just content, being in ag class. That was cool. I was going to chill out there. But Will invites me to this FFA meeting. And Will's like, hey, you want to come to this FFA meeting? I was like, hey, remind me of what FFA stands for again. He was like, Future Farmers of America. I said, Will, I'm not going to be the future farmer of anything. I'm not going to this meeting. Then he hits me with the all-important line. This changed the trajectory of my life. He said, there'll be snacks and drinks. I said, okay, where's this meeting? Meeting, snacks and drinks, I'm there. This figure, okay, you see how I got this, okay? So he got me with the snacks and drinks. So I went to this first FFA meeting, and I was there for the snacks and drinks, but honestly, that meeting gave me so much more. It showed me an environment where I could be myself, I could spend time with others, I could have that fellowship and really feel like I had a place, feel like I had a home that I didn't have for those first 6 months of middle school. Those were some of the toughest months of my life. But when Will reached his arm out and invited me to that meeting, he got me with those snacks and drinks. That's when my perspective was completely changed. See, Will and I were not that different, though, right? We were both those awkward kids. But Will, he was in the same situation that I was. His family had also moved to a different neighborhood, and instead of going to Randall Middle School, he was going to Barrington Middle School. But the difference between Will and I is that Will chose to be involved. He took the situation he was in and made the most of it. I took the situation that I was in and did nothing with it. See, Will, he was reaching out to others, making friends, getting involved, finding a place for himself. I was sitting in the back of the class, keeping my head down, getting my work done, and taking that nap every day. What Will showed me was that we can't let our circumstances control us. We have to control our circumstances. Now, I want to get one thing very, very clear. There are some circumstances that we cannot control in our lives. My parents making that horrible decision to move, I can do nothing about that, okay? But what I can do is make the most of the situation that I was in. I could have been more like Will. I could have reached out. I could have made those friends. I could have had those experiences, but I didn't. But Will showed me that you have got to step out of the figurative passenger seat that you're in, walk around the front of the car, step into the driver's seat, and take control of the life that you have, the circumstances that you have been placed in, because you can make the most out of the opportunities and the circumstances that you have been placed in, right? Don't let your circumstances control you. Control your circumstances to the best of your ability. What's that for you? Have you moved schools? Have you had problems at home? Friendship difficulties? We can't control all those circumstances, but we can control our mindset and how we react to them. No matter what your circumstances are, do your best to control them and have a positive mindset. Now, there's a couple other things where I was not really able to control my circumstances. And one of those things that I was really, really looking forward to, we were just in 6th grade, but we're going all the way forward to like my senior year of high school now. One of the things I was really looking forward to was graduating and continuing my athletic and academic, I had no athletic career, my academic career, okay? So as it's coming to senior year, I'm really excited to apply to all these colleges. Any seniors out there in the audience? Right? How many of you love the Common App? Let me hear about the Common App. Oh, nobody loves the Common App. Okay. I did not love it either. But as I'm applying to schools, I think of all these memories I have. And one thing you need to know about my family is that both my mom and my dad went to the University of Florida. We're the biggest University of Florida fans. It doesn't matter what holiday season it is. We have a snowman, that's University of Florida. We have a turkey, that's University of Florida. My mom likes to watch the football games. We'll be on offense, but she'll say, tackle him. I'm like, Mom, we're on offense, not defense. You're really confused about how the game is going, but she's University of Florida's biggest fan, okay? Much of my childhood was spent driving those 2.5 hours up I-75, hitting that traffic in Ocala that we all love, right? My family loves the University of Florida. And I love it too. I love the University of Florida. Go Gators. So I am ready to continue that academic career that I'm talking about. And I am certain that it's going to be at the University of Florida. So it's February at this point. The Common App was completed months ago. but I am ready for my big day to get my admission acceptance into the University of Florida. So we have a pep rally that day. It's a really exciting day at school. I'm pretty sure our class won that day, as we always did. So as I'm getting back, I talked to that same friend, Will, before I head home, and I asked him, hey, have you viewed your admissions decisions yet? Okay, and Will is like the smartest person I know in the entire world, so I know if he has viewed it, he's gotten in. So he's like, yeah, I viewed my admissions decision, I got in. I'm like, oh, really? Like, that's great. He's like, yeah, this balloons and confetti popped out when I got in. I was like, okay, that's my cue, balloons and confetti. That is going to be coming on my screen in about a half an hour. So I get in my truck, that same truck that is not very good in the winter weather. So I get in that truck, I drive home, and I'm ready to view my admissions decision. And I don't know about you, but all the big conversations, all the moments in my life for my family happens either at the island of our kitchen or at our dining room table. Okay, this particular event is happening at our island in our kitchen, okay? So I get my computer out, this brand new laptop that I'm getting for graduation. It's a great time. And I scroll up to view my admissions decision. As I click on that, it prompts me to log in. I don't know my password, so I have to reset my password, wait about 15 minutes for my email. I finally get the password, and I log in. So again, I'm brought back to that same screen. I go back up to view your admissions decision, and at this point, I am ready for this glorious moment of these balloons and confetti that are going to appear on my screen. So as I click on it, there aren't any balloons, and there isn't any confetti on my screen. Instead, reads a message, Carter, we are sorry, but we cannot offer you a spot into the University of Florida class of 2025. It's like a soul-crushing moment for me. Something that I had wanted for so long, something that my parents wanted, something that my family wanted, something that I was looking forward to. With the click of a button, is disappearing. Again, how could this be happening to me? What possibly could be the reason for this? But I had the opportunity to serve as a state officer just a few years ago, and it gave me a year to figure out what I was going to do next after I didn't get into the University of Florida. I instead made the decision to go to South Dakota State University, go Jacks again, go Jacks, okay? So as I'm getting there, I'm going to be honest, I was not really sure of the decision that I had made. Leaving all my friends and family at home, traveling 26 hours across the country, where I only knew a couple people. And before I left for South Dakota State University and started on that journey, I was asking myself the question, is this really where I'm meant to go? Should I get in this vehicle? Should I make this commitment? Thankfully, I did. I drove those 26 hours across the country. My dad and I drove together. My mom stayed in the back seat the entire time and let us know when we needed a restroom break, which was all too often. So it was like more of a 35-hour drive. But eventually we got there. And the first thing that I was greeted with on move-in day was a couple smiling faces. On move-in day, some of our admissions ambassadors, which are our tour guides on campus, they wear a bright yellow shirt that says, "Hello, my name is," and the first person I saw that day was Ryder. "Hello, my name is Ryder." So as I'm getting out of the vehicle, I see Ryder. He's like, "Hello, my name is Ryder. Welcome to South Dakota State University. Can I help you bring your things up to your dorm room?" So him and several other admissions ambassadors, they're grabbing all my big totes out of the back of my truck and taking them up like 3 flights of stairs to my room. And I was in that moment realizing that maybe I had made the right decision, but I wasn't sold yet. Those bright smiling faces were good, but one very important thing to all Floridians is air conditioning. Can I get some agreements on air conditioning? Yes. Thank you to all of those that work in HVAC. We very much appreciate what you do. I don't have the body to withstand not having air conditioning. So this air conditioning, I'm sold on that. I'm going to need some air conditioning. So I go into my dorm room, and the thermostat is not working. This is not going to be a good experience. It's August, and you might think that it is always a blizzard in South Dakota, but August, it's like hotter than it is here. It's miserable. So I get out there, and I'm like, hey, is there anybody that can fix my air conditioning? I go downstairs, and I ask that question, and I'm greeted with a community assistant, or it'd be like a resident assistant. Her name's Makenleigh. I say, hey, Makenleigh, can you fix my air conditioning? She's like, oh, yeah, I can probably take care of that. So she grabs a screwdriver. She goes up the stairs with me. She takes the access panel off, and then she does what any logical person would do. She takes that screwdriver, turns it to the flat end, bangs on the top of the air conditioning a couple times, and miraculously the air conditioning is working. Okay, so at this point, I'm convinced that I can go to school here. The air conditioning is working. It was those two experiences, right, getting my air conditioning and being greeted with those bright smiling faces, that led me to believe I am in the right place. I'm where I'm meant to be right now in this situation. And I've enjoyed my time thoroughly at South Dakota State University, and I'm excited to get to go back and be with all my friends after this year of service is wrapped up. I learned then that just because it's what you've always wanted doesn't mean it's what you've always needed. Just because it's what you've always wanted doesn't mean it's what you've always needed. See, I'd always wanted to go to the University of Florida. I'd always wanted to carry on that family legacy. I'd always wanted to make my parents proud, and I still do. But what I needed that year was to step out, go somewhere new, branch out, make friends, and continue to grow my circle. Continue to get to meet and interact with amazing people. What has it been for you that you've wanted for so long? Has it turned out your way? Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. But that doesn't mean it's exactly what you need at this time in life. Find out what you need. It's not always what you want. I realized I never finished that story about how I was eventually going to get home from South Dakota State University. That 26-hour drive wasn't going to happen, but Casey was taking me to the airport. So as I get to the airport, I get a phone call from my mom. My mom gives me a phone call, and my mom is the type of mom, I'm sorry, I know you're out here. My mom is the type of mom, she likes to call about any slight or minor inconvenience. Anybody else's mom like that, right? She's like, any text, any call, like it's probably, nothing is really going on, but she's going to give you a call. But today, it wasn't that same situation. As I got to the airport in Omaha, my friend Casey dropped me off. My mom gives me a phone call, and I pick it up. She says to me, Carter, when you get off the airplane in Tampa, you need to grab your bags as quickly as you can, and we need to head to the hospital. See, at that point, for about the 6 months prior to that, my entire first semester at South Dakota State University, we had known that my ag teacher, my late ag teacher, Mr. Cribbs, was facing a battle with cancer. It was that day that my mom notified me that that battle was coming to an end. So as I got on the plane that day and I had an aisle seat, I looked out the window almost the entire flight home, all the way from Nebraska to Florida. I was angry. I was upset. How could this be happening to me once again? The most important person in my life for the last 4 years. How could this be the situation that I'm in? Eventually, we landed back in Florida. I grabbed my bags as quickly as I could, threw them into my mom's car, and we headed straight to Brandon Regional Hospital. And when we got there, we checked in, presented my ID, and they printed me out a little sticker with my name. And when we got there, we headed back to hospice care. Now, for those of you who have not been to a hospital before, hospice care is not really the place that you want to be visiting. It's for end-of-life care to make patients as comfortable as they can possibly be as they're reaching the end of their life. So as I'm walking back through the hospital and going to hospice care, I'm dreading this moment, really. And I know I shouldn't be, but seeing my ag teacher for one last time, that's an incredibly hard experience. Somebody that's had such an impact on my life, how was I going to get through that? So as I'm walking back, I'm thinking of all the things that I can say to Mr. Cribbs' family, to offer my support, to help them grieve, to let them know all the great things he had done for me. But to be honest, any words that I was going to share in that moment were going to be completely insignificant, going through the hardest time of their lives. Anything I was going to say, it would be a nice gesture, but nothing could make the situation better. So as I went in, I'm expecting my words to carry some weight and my words to carry some value. It was then the words of another person that carried the real value. As I walked in, I was greeted by Mr. Cribbs' wife, Suzanne, his daughter, Caitlin, and his son, Josh. And I offered those words to them in my sincerest condolences, but it was what Mrs. Cribbs said to me that day that was the most important thing. Before I went to see my ag teacher, Mr. Cribbs, one last time, she offered a couple words of advice. She said, don't let this situation, don't let this scenario, don't let this be the defining moment and the defining memory of your relationship with your ag teacher, Mr. Cribbs. Let it be all the good moments, all the happy moments, all the memories that you've shared together, every little moment, every trailer ride, every Every time that we went to the Strawberry Festival, every time we spent time together, every time I skipped class at Durant High School, I'm sorry that I did that, and would spend time with him in the ag shop, every little moment, let those be the memories that you hold on to. So as she's facing the hardest moment of her life, losing her husband, she shared those very important words with me. As I walked in to see my ag teacher, Mr. Cribbs, for one last time, it wasn't those feelings of anger or sorrow or sadness or disappointment and many others. It was those feelings of happiness, thinking of the memories that we had together, all the time that we spent together, the relationship that we had built, and all that we had done for each other. So as I sat at his bedside, he couldn't speak back to me at this point, but I'm confident that he could hear me. I shared all those memories. It was happiness and laughter as I talked about all the things that we did, and it was just a great experience, getting to say goodbye one last time to the person that shaped my life more than anyone else. Mrs. Cribbs showed me that day that we can't let our circumstances blind us from the joy that we have in our life. We cannot let our circumstances blind us from the joy that we have in our life. We have so much joy in our life. There is so much to be thankful for. There is so much to be grateful for. There is so much good in the world. You just have to seek it out. You can't let the one bad thing a day or the one bad thing a year distract you from that joy that you have in your life. Because we're better when we choose to celebrate that joy in those people and those situations and the things that really matter in our life. When we let that joy overwhelm us instead of those feelings of sadness, anger, and sorrow, we're much better for ourselves and for the people that are all around us. Don't let your circumstances blind you from the joy that's in your life. What circumstances are you letting get in the way of the joy that you have in your life? Is it going out for an officer position and not getting it? Trying to be on a sports team? You have a friend group break up? Whatever it might be, don't let those circumstances, as bad as they might be, blind you and distract you from the joy that you have in your life, because there is so much more joy in your life than there is negativity, and there is so much worth living for when you choose to celebrate that joy. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. That's something that my mom told me as I was growing up. Everything happens for a reason. But I finally do see the message behind that saying. Everything happens for a reason. If you'll stick with me for just this 1 second. If I wouldn't have moved schools in the 5th grade, I would have never went to Barrington Middle School. If I would have never went to Barrington Middle School, I would have never joined FFA. If I would have never joined FFA, I would have never gone to the high school that I went to. If I would have never went to Durant High School, I never would have met my ag teacher, Mr. Cribbs. If I wouldn't have gone to South Dakota State University, and if my truck wouldn't have broken down that day, I wouldn't have made it home in time to see my ag teacher one last time. Everything happens for a reason. That reason may not be revealed initially, but there is a plan for every single one of us. Everything happens for a reason. So Florida FFA, I ask 3 things of you today. Control your circumstances. Don't let your circumstances control you. Remember that just because it's what you've always wanted doesn't mean it's what you've always needed. And please, please, please don't let your circumstances blind you from the joy that you have in your life, because there is so much worth celebrating. It's been an absolute honor for me to be back at home in Florida. I've had a great convention so far. I hope you have a great rest of your convention. Please come say hi. I'm super excited to be home.
Carter, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to attend our convention and share such an inspiring message. Please accept this token of our appreciation. Florida FFA, your National FFA Southern Region Vice President, Mr. Carter Howell.
Let's celebrate. It's all right. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's all right.
And the crowd goes wild! Home run!
Makenleigh, why are you swinging an imaginary bat? Did I miss something?
Mackenzie, haven't you heard? It's National Little League Baseball Month. If you didn't know, I used to be quite the athlete back in the day. I had to celebrate somehow.
Well, I didn't know that you were quite the athlete or that it was National Little League Baseball Month, but I love hearing about these weird national holidays. Some of them are so funny.
I know, right? Have you ever heard of National Unique Talent Day? It's on November 24th.
Nope, I can't say I have. Do you have any unique talents?
Well, I can rub my belly and pat my head at the same time.
I've got to say, that's pretty impressive.
If you think that silly trick is impressive, you should hear our next guest. Sponsored by Wish Farms, please help me in welcoming your Session 3 talent, Hope Storter of the Strawberry Crest, to perform.
Still trying to find did after Blanchard days. That's when you made me a rule. You mail back my things and I walk home alone. Just didn't let my scar from that very first week. So reminds you of innocence. It smells like me. You can't get rid of it. So remember it all too well. 'Cause there we are again when I loved you so. Back before you lost the one real thing you'll ever know. It was rare, I was there, I remember it all too well. Wind in my hair, I was there, I remember it all. Down the stairs, you were there, you remember it all. It was rare, I was there, I remember it all too well.
If you ask me how I would describe Spencer William Baylor, I would simply say wicked smart, a little weird, and my best friend. Over the last 4 years, I've had the honor to not only look up to Spencer as a friend, but as a role model. He is 100% one of the most influential men in my life. Whether you take that as good or bad. Me and Spencer have enough inside jokes and stories to talk all day about. But the lessons I've learned while serving with Spencer on numerous officer teams, I will never forget. Whether it was getting ice cream weekly, a surprise trip to the meets contest dressed as a two-man detective, or even getting into a car wreck while attempting to drive to Topgolf, a smile never left our face. While writing this intro, there was one quote that really stuck out to me. As you grow up, you realize it becomes less important to have a ton of friends and more important to have real ones. If there's any piece of advice I would give to a younger FFA member, is to find you an honest-to-goodness, genuine friend. And I can honestly say Spencer is that person to me. Florida FFA, you have had the honor to have Spencer for this last year, and Texas Tech is even luckier to have him for the next 4.
Over the past few years, I've had the privilege to get to know Spencer, who I first met as he was one of my other students. We became closer by goofing around and always being able to talk to each other about what was on our mind. And of course, getting into trouble. I remember one time we were in my mom's classroom, standing on top of a desk to stick glue sticks to the ceiling. And after getting so close to a world record, I fell off the desk and I hit my back on the floor. And it hurt so bad. But it hurt way worse when we started laughing about it. Spencer is one of the hardest working and most diligent people I know, always going above and beyond to do everything he can for the best of his ability. Spencer, I can't wait to see all the amazing things you will achieve in the future, and I know you're on a guaranteed path for success.
It has been an honor and a privilege to watch Spencer grow over the past 9 years in his agricultural career, starting with the swine project before he could even join the FFA. He has matured so much through those years, and even more so just this past year, even if he may not always act like it. I know nobody who's more dedicated, passionate, and ambitious, always striving to improve himself and others around him. He can find the craziest goals and do everything he possibly can in order to meet that goal, no matter how improbable or challenging it may seem at the time. I remember working alongside him in early mornings or late nights to care for our swine and steers, helping each other with feeding or cleaning and working together so that both of our projects were the best they could be. I love spending hours studying for the meets CD together after he roped me into it, and he carried me into the state competition. And both of us going way over our heads in the forestry competition. Even though we have fought too many times to count, that's for sure, I know they always have and always will have each other's backs. I know that no matter what challenges await you in college and beyond, I know that full well you'll be able to tackle them all, no matter what you face. Florida FFA, it is our honor to introduce you to my brother,
Our best friend,
and your Area 5 State Vice President as he delivers his retiring address entitled
Carpe Diem.
If you love somebody, better tell them why they're here, 'cause they just may run away from you. You'll never know quite when, well, then again it just depends on how long the time is left for you. I've had the highest mountains, I've had the deepest river. You can have it all, but life keeps moving. I'll take it in, but don't look down. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Been waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. I'm on top of the world. I've tried to cut these corners, tried to take the easy way.
Growing up, I had always thought that I had to follow in my older brother's footsteps. So rightfully, when my brother was excelling in the IB program in school, I had thought that I needed to do so as well. I started out in the IB program in high school, and the beginning of my freshman year went pretty smoothly. Now that's smooth in comparison to the rest of my time in the program. I still didn't have time to focus on my livestock projects at home and forget hanging out with friends outside of school. But it still went pretty smooth academically. About halfway through my freshman year, though, is where things started to change. I started to fall behind in my classes, I started to fall behind in my projects, and most importantly, I started to fall behind in myself. Eventually, things got better, and I finished out my freshman year strong, but then the transition into my sophomore year is where things really began to change. At the beginning of the school year, I immediately fell behind in my academics, my projects, my motivation, and it just felt as if the world around me was caving in. So I sat down with my family and we discussed the options moving forward. Option one was to stick the program out. If my brother could do it, why couldn't I? Option two was to leave the program and change schools. And option three, which was almost a shot in the dark, was to leave the program yet successfully be choiced back into Strawberry Crest. Now obviously options 2 and 3 are the only feasible ones left for me, yet option 2 had one major consequence. I was already established in my FFA chapter. I had CDE teammates, friends who I showed livestock with, and was already a chapter officer. Yet if I changed schools, I would have to throw that all away. And my counselor told me there was almost no chance that I would be choiced back into Strawberry Crest. So when the day came that I found out I could stay, boy was I smiling as I walked into her office to pick out my classes for next year. Junior year starts and I am on a roll. My classes are manageable. I have time to focus on my livestock projects at home. I can hang out with friends outside of school. And most importantly, I was myself again. I was happy for the first time in a very long time. Now I coasted through the rest of high school and was eventually elected to state office. And throughout the year already, we had prepared and delivered numerous conferences, but now we're getting closer to the last one of the year. State Leadership Summit is coming up, like in 2 days coming up, and I am struggling to memorize my parts. But why am I struggling now? I've done this for months and months, and it's always worked. I go to my team, and I bounce back and forth between each of them and say, hey, this may sound a little weird, but do y'all have any advice for memorization? Of course, I get a puzzled look at first, but then a similar piece of advice. Usually what I just do is I chunk it and go from there. Well, I've tried that, and I've tried that a lot, and it's just not working. Every time that I sit down and memorize my parts, I feel like there's a million things going on inside my head.
While I'm working on memorizing one part, my mind is already jumping to the next part. The workshops, the fact this is the last conference, state convention, my retiring congrats, it just feels like everything is happening at once. Stop, I say to myself. Why am I worried about everything going on at once when I just need to focus on one thing at a time? So I try something that I've never tried before. I put my AirPods in. No, that's not something I've never tried before. My mom can vouch for that one. But I put my AirPods in, and I listen to white noise. Everything that was just going on inside my head was gone instantly. But it wasn't just for some reason. I could now think clearly. After that, I had every part memorized almost instantly, all because I just stopped and cleared my head. I'd realized I was in my head and overthinking just like I always am. Now, this wasn't the first time that I would catch myself overthinking. I showed twine projects for 10 years and beef projects for 7, and all throughout my time in the show ring, I was never worried about my animal that I was walking in there. I was only worried about every single other one. I would look at my project, look at someone else's, look back at mine, look back at theirs, and then just accept that mine will never be as good. I said to myself, why even bother spending all of this time building the project if I'm never going to win? And then I remembered something that one of my mentors told me before I ever started my first livestock project. She said, you can make a good animal bad and a bad animal good. It's all about the work that you put into it. And I can pinpoint almost the exact moment that I felt something change in me towards my livestock projects. I said to myself, why am I worrying about everyone else when I'm the one who makes my projects what they are, not them? I realized I was in my head just like I always am and was letting everyone around me get to me. After that, slowly but surely, my project started to place better and better, and I never once looked back at the other animals in the ring because only one of them mattered, and that was my own. Sometimes we just need to clear our heads and mentally walk away from a situation. Take a breath, clear your mind, and you'll figure things out. Now let's flash back to February. During the state fair, our state officer team attended the Ag Hall of Fame dinner where they recognized the 2024 inductees. We get in there, see where our assigned seats are, and disperse around the room accordingly. I get to a table with a family seated at it. I'm seated next to a gentleman. As I sit down, he shakes my hand and he says, how's your sacrifice of a year going? And I look back at him and say back with a little bit of a laugh, well, it's not really a sacrifice. I see it as more of an opportunity. We jump into more conversation about how much state office has taught me throughout the year, and while that's going on, something else clicks inside my head. Every single situation that we are in, the outcome is all affected by just how we look at it. State office could be a sacrifice of a year, but only if we let it. If we ignore all of the positive things and focus on the negative, then yeah, it's gonna be negative. But if we focus on the positive things, then we can make a situation positive, even if there's only one thing there to focus on. See, if anyone knows anything about me, they would know that my view on almost all situations is a positive and lighthearted one. I like to have fun in every single situation possible because it's okay to do that. It's okay to be yourself and have fun. A lot of us here raise livestock projects. Are all of our projects a sacrifice because we spend hours and hours in the barn just for 10 minutes in the ring? For the parents here today supporting your students, is the time that you spent in your early mornings driving your kids to and from practice all a sacrifice? Or is it an opportunity for your kid to grow and succeed? See, we let our view on life dictate what we take out of it, but if we focus on the positive and the benefits, then life really is a whole lot better than it may seem. As a kid, one thing that I was always good at was adding fun into every single situation that I could. I would always be laughing and dancing around, or even flash back to 5-year-old me partying it up at Gasparilla. But as I grew older, that started to change. I started to let the people around me influence who I was. I'd crack a joke and be told to be quiet. I'd go to hang out with friends and be told no, or I'd be at an FFA event and be told I need to be professional to a T and I'll never become the state officer like I've always dreamed to be. But eventually, I made it stop. I said that I'm gonna be who I want to be, and if that gets me nowhere in life, then that gets me nowhere. But if it gets me somewhere, then that somewhere is where I'm happy with who I am. Y'all, this year has been really, really fun. And each and every single person in this room has allowed me to have fun because you allowed me to be myself. At Colt, wearing a cow onesie and racing students down the aisleway for objective checkoff, or at SLS, turning into Tumbleweed Tom and having a little bit of trouble with my cattle herd, or every single moment with my state officer team, we are all laughing because we've all learned it's okay to have fun. My entire life has been me trapped inside. Whether I'm stuck inside my head, looking at a situation in a different light than others, or letting others dictate how much fun I can have. Until finally, I stepped out. I realized I'd been in my head just like I always am, was letting everyone around me get to me. When I'm in school, I go to the program that I belong in. When I'm in the show ring, why worry about every single other animal when only one of them matters, and that is my own? When I'm asked about my sacrifice of a year, why do I let it be that way when it's really an opportunity? My entire life, the people around me told me I couldn't have fun, when in reality, that's what makes me, me. Every single moment, there's a chance to seize different opportunities around us, and we have to take advantage of it. That's what makes me, me, and that's what makes you, you. You and I aren't made by what we think we have to be. We make who we want to be. Be yourself and let no one stop you from doing so. Seize the opportunities around you and run away with them. And as little me would say wearing his hat, Florida FFA, carpe diem.
Miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better. The soul's escaping through this hole that is gaping. This world is mine for the taking.
Spencer, it feels just like yesterday. We were candidates at state convention last year, and you were telling me how fabulous my hair was. In those moments of barely knowing you, I still knew that you were kind. Little did I know that after a year of serving alongside you, you would become one of my best friends and the most genuine person that I know. You have brought so much laughter to our team, from your silly pranks to your sarcastic jokes. And you're always up for a sweet treat run, and you never mind driving. Being your teammate has been one of the biggest blessings of my life. Though we started as 7, now we end as 1. Though some may call this chapter our end, let today mark where a lifetime of friendship begins. Love, Jenna, Emma, Mackenzie, Kaylee, Hunter, and McKinley. Florida FFA, your 2023-2024 Area Vibe State Vice President, Mr. Spencer Baylor.
You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better.
If you love somebody, better tell them why they're here, 'cause they just may run away from you. You'll never know quite when, well, then again it just depends on how long the time is left for you. I've had the highest mountains, I've had the deepest river. You can have it all, but life keeps moving. I'll take it in, but don't look down. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Been waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. I'm on top of the world. I've tried to cut these corners, try to take the easy way.
You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes
can. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand when liberty's in jeopardy.
McKinley, what in the world are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing? The 4th of July is less than a month away, and I'm just celebrating early.
You know what? Great idea.
I love the 4th of July. It's actually one of my favorite holidays. I mean, come on. The food, the fireworks, being with my family, and not to mention celebrating our beloved country.
You know, when I think of Independence Day, I'm reminded of a legendary singer-songwriter who is known for his patriotic music.
And who's that?
Toby Keith, of course.
Of course! I should have known. I love Toby Keith.
He embodied the essence of American pride and resilience through his unwavering dedication to his music.
Just like Toby Keith took pride in honoring our country, these next group of individuals take pride in the countless hours they have poured into their supervised agricultural experience projects. Proficiency awards are given to members within the FFA organization who have poured their hearts into their SAEs by putting in countless hours, dedicating themselves, and fine-tuning their skills.
Just as these students have poured in their hearts into these projects, our sponsors have poured in their support as well.
This evening, we would like to take a moment to say thank you to those businesses and individuals who have contributed to the Career Success Pathway. Without these contributors, we would not be able to thank and appreciate our members for their continued success in their SAE projects. Please turn your attention to the center of your program for a complete listing of those exceptional sponsors. Florida FFA, the time has come to meet your State Proficiency Award finalists.
The finalists for the Agricultural Communications Proficiency Award are Braylee Hines, Bell, Aubrey Wood, Branford, Paige Cruz, Fort Pierce Westwood, Sarah Holden, Zephyr Hills, and the winner is Aubrey Wood of the Branford FFA chapter. Aubrey's journey began with a passion for advocating for agriculture, leading her to volunteer work with the Florida Peanut Federation. As a peanut ambassador, Aubrey shares recipes, research findings, and fosters relationships with stakeholders. From intern to paid staff member, Aubrey's dedication and skills has earned her recognition and opportunities for growth within the Federation. Her projects, from social media campaigns to event photography, showcase her commitment to consumer education and agricultural promotion. Aubrey is a member of the Branford FFA chapter, and her advisor is Stacy Young. The finalists for the Agricultural Education Proficiency Award are Dana Hinkle, Chiefland, Reagan Varnes, Chiefland, Caden Duncan, Pearson Taylor, Aubrey Reppert, Swanee, and the winner is Reagan Varnes of the Chiefland FFA chapter. Reagan Varnes' dedication to agricultural education extends beyond the classroom as she actively engages in community outreach programs and fosters a love for farming in the next generation. Her SAE journey began by organizing a fun day on the farm event, teaching kindergarten students about agriculture for 4 years. As a cooperative education student, she taught agriculture lessons at her school, partnering with the ESE Life Skills class. Reagan's passion for teaching others about swine projects shines through her dedication to conducting clinics and private lessons. Reagan is a member of the Chiefland FFA chapter, and her advisor is Dallas Locke. The finalists in the Agricultural Mechanics Design and Fabrication Proficiency Award are Gabe Mitchell, Dixie, Levi Sampson, JF St. Martin, Treg Aguero, Strawberry Crest, Olivia Weaver, Trenton, and the winner is Gabe Mitchell of the Dixie FFA chapter. Gabe Mitchell delved into his welding SAE in 2021, learning to fabricate parts and repair equipment on the farm efficiently. His expertise now extends to designing and fabricating livestock handling equipment. While he began utilizing space in his uncle's shop, Gabe has now expanded his enterprise to include his own shop area and equipment. He has fabricated brands, stall gates, feed racks, and a goat exercising chariot, and an ATV calf catcher. His entrepreneurial spirit drives him to offer welding services to generate income, with plans to expand further upon completing his welding certification this year. Gabe is a member of the Dixie FFA chapter, and his advisor is Cynthia Mitchell. The finalists for the Agricultural Mechanics Repair and Maintenance Proficiency Award are Cade Meeks, Chiefland; Warren McLaren, Fort White; Joshua Spencer, Wekiva; Austin John, Zephyr Hills. And the winner is Cade Meeks of the Chiefland FFA chapter. Cade Meeks, agricultural mechanic SAE, spans over his work at multiple farms. At Meeks Hay Farm, Cade's role as mechanic enables him to excel in repairing and maintaining farm equipment for daily operations. From inspecting tractors to maintaining implements like the fluffer, disc, mower, rakes, and balers, Cade demonstrates versatility and skill in his work. Additionally, his expertise extends to maintaining irrigation pumps and plastic layer equipment at TTT Farms. Cade also works to maintain all of the equipment at Mills Cattle Company. Cade is a member of the Chiefland FFA chapter, and his advisor is Dallas Locke. The finalists for the Agricultural Processing Proficiency Award are Braylee Hines, Bell; Abigail Whitehead, Dixie; Madison Strain, Horizon; Wyatt Rogers, Trenton. And the winner is Wyatt Rogers of the Trenton FFA chapter. Wyatt Rogers excels in processing wild game into custom sausage projects at Boar's Hog Sausage, a family business with over 40 years of tradition. Starting as an 11-year-old, Wyatt began his journey sweeping floors and handling tools, gradually advancing to loading meat, cleaning equipment, and preparing casings. Today, Wyatt manages seasoning, smoking, and customer interactions, showcasing his growth and potential to lead the business in the future. Wyatt's commitment to excellence and business expertise set him apart as a valuable asset to Boar's Hog Sausage. Wyatt Rogers is a member of the Trenton FFA chapter, and his advisor is Callie Skipper. The finalists for the Agricultural Sales Proficiency are Carson Meeks, Bronson; Wade Mitchell, Dean Bozeman; Chelsea Crooks, Madison County; Caleb Rains, Madison County. And the winner is Caleb Rains of the Madison County FFA chapter. Caleb is as an agricultural sales SAE revolves around his work as a sales associate at Ace Hardware. Caleb's role involves diverse responsibilities, from assisting customers in finding the right agricultural projects to managing inventory and ensuring customer satisfaction. His hands-on approach to managing operations has led to enhanced efficiency and earned him the Employee of the Year award in 2023. Caleb's commitment to excellence and drive as a business manager reflect his personal growth and contribute to Ace Hardware's success. Caleb is a member of the Madison County FFA chapter, and his advisor is Callie Jenkins. The finalists for the Agricultural Services Proficiency Award are Riley Locke, Chiefland; Emma Lease, Durant; Jaden Weil, Fort Pierce Westwood; Layla Hobby, Williston. And the winner is Riley Locke of the Chiefland FFA chapter. Riley began her agricultural services SAE working for her father at Lock and Load Cattle Company, assisting in clipping and fitting of cattle. As her skills have progressed, Riley has grown in the services she is able to offer. At jackpot shows and county fairs, Riley's expertise shines as she grooms numerous cattle, contributing to the show's success. Riley takes pride in her work and is proud of the reputation that she has made as a quality fitter as she helps grow her business. Riley is a member of the Chiefland FFA chapter, and her advisor is Dallas Locke. The finalists for the Agri-Science Research Proficiency Award are Elizabeth Bagby, Bell; Gloria Gillum, Branford; Mackenzie Cunningham, DeLand; Reagan Hancock, Williston. And the winner is Elizabeth Bagby of the Bell FFA chapter. Elizabeth Bagby's research explores the application of organic materials to enhance soil fertility and plant growth. Over 3 years, she has investigated the effects of humic acid and microbial treatments on soil health and nutrient leaching. Research from these tests support the theory that organic materials' ability to increase soil health, soil fertility, and plant growth with the potential to reduce leaching of nitrates into the aquifer. Currently, her study examines their impact on pearl millet growth under drought conditions, with plans for a field trial next year. Elizabeth is a member of the Bell FFA chapter, and her advisor is Brett Wasden. The finalists for the Beef Production Entrepreneurship Proficiency Award are Dalton Coleman, Bell; Gabe Mitchell, Dixie; Gabby Howell, Durant; Maddie Card, Swanee. And the winner is Dalton Coleman of the Bell FFA chapter. Dalton Coleman operates his own registered Charolais and commercial cattle herd. Starting with just one heifer, Dalton's passion for the industry, supported by his family, has driven him to expand his herd over 6 years. Selling both purebred and seed stock and commercial cattle, he even began selling semen from registered bulls in 2023. With access to leased pasture land and family equipment, Dalton has shown remarkable independence in managing his SAE, using profits to fund expansions, including a livestock trailer and a cattle chute. Dalton is a member of the Bell FFA chapter, and his advisor is Brett Wasden. The finalists for the Beef Production Placement Proficiency Award are Arrington Grant, Chiefland; Riley Locke, Chiefland; Hunter Sharp, Chiefland; Carly Varnum, Durant. And the winner is Hunter Sharp of the Chiefland FFA chapter. Hunter Sharp has been involved in agriculture from a young age. Since 2017, Hunter has been an integral part of the Quincy Cattle Company, a prominent backgrounding and feedlot operation in Chiefland, Florida. With a focus on processing and feeding thousands of calves annually, Hunter ensures optimal animal health and traceability, embracing modern techniques like electronic identification tags. Recently, Hunter has spearheaded the beef sales branch, Quincy Beef, aiming to provide locally sourced, high-quality products to consumers across the state of Florida. Hunter is a member of the Chiefland FFA chapter, and his advisor is Dallas Locke. The finalists for the Dairy Production Proficiency Award are Elizabeth Bagby, Bell; Maya Salter, Durant; Logan Shoup, Sumner; Hayden Henderson, Trenton Middle. And the winner is Maya Salter from the Durant FFA chapter. Maya Salter manages a diverse dairy operation. Starting with a single Holstein heifer in 6th grade, she now oversees a herd of 6 dairy cows and 4 heifers, focusing on Ashers, Holsteins, and Jerseys, with a particular emphasis on Jerseys. Her passion for dairy cattle led her to expand her herd through purchases from sales and careful breeding. Maya's dedication to her SAE is evident as she funds and manages her project independently, ensuring the well-being of her animals while also providing raw milk for pet consumption. Maya is a member of the Durant FFA chapter, and her advisor is Brittany Coleman. The finalists for the Diversified Agricultural Production Proficiency Award are Braxton Young, Brantford; Cade Meeks, Chiefland; Arrington Grant, Chiefland; Justin Davis, DeLand. And the winner is Justin Davis of the DeLand FFA chapter. Justin Davis has a multifaceted supervised agricultural experience project that encompasses a diverse array of industries at his family's residence in Pearson, Florida. His ventures span decorative cut foliage, registered Brahman cattle, custom-fed beef, and backgrounding calves. Justin's journey commenced with decorative cut foliage, utilizing olive trees from his grandfather's plot. Justin's SAE also includes custom-fed beef, where he implements innovative marketing strategies like source-verified and grass-fed beef. More recently, he has added backgrounding calves that he is then able to sell for profit. Justin is a member of the DeLand FFA chapter, and his advisor is Andrew Peck. The finalists for the Diversified Crop Production Proficiency Award are Maggie Mosley, Clay; Austin Phillips, Williston. And the winner is Austin Phillips of the Williston FFA chapter. Austin Phillips is a vital part of the Phillips Family Farms operation in Williston, Florida, where he's been employed since a young age. The operation's 1,400-acre farm produces cattle, watermelons, peanuts, hay, and some seasonal specialty crops. Handling tasks from preparing fields to mechanical repairs, Austin has grown into a key team member. Starting with basic field checks, Austin progressed to operating large machinery, managing irrigation, and overseeing crop health. With aspirations to lead the farm in the future, his journey showcases dedication and skill development within agricultural production. Austin is a member of the Williston FFA chapter, and his advisor is Austin Skipper. The finalists for the Diversified Livestock Production Proficiency Award are Alora Brown, Bell; Arrington Grant, Chiefland; Gabe Mitchell, Dixie; Amarellis Ortiz, Fort White. And the winner is Alora Brown of the Bell FFA chapter. Alora Brown is deeply involved in breeding and selling dogs, poultry, cavies, and rabbit cuniculture as a part of her SAE in the Diversified Livestock Proficiency area. Growing up with her grandfather, Alora was immersed in agriculture from a young age. Beginning at a young age, she discovered her passion for breeding, raising, and showing small animals. With 73 birds, 24 cavies, 8 dogs, and 112 rabbits, Alora provides a high-quality stock for enthusiasts nationwide. Beyond breeding, she advocates for the agricultural industry, continually striving for improvement and success. Alora is a member of the Bell FFA chapter, and her advisor is Brett Wasden. And the winner of the Environmental Science and Natural Resource Management Proficiency is Braylee Hines of the Bell FFA chapter. Braylee Hines has found her passion through an internship with the Gilchrist Soil and Water, where she learns about Florida conservation districts and their vital role in preserving natural resources. Through this experience, Braylee has immersed herself in various industry events and assisted with organizing the first ever Best Management Practice Expo for local producers. Her contributions, from creating promotional materials to speaking at conferences, have earned her a recurring partnership with the agency. Braylee's dedication to conservation and her proactive approach in promoting BMPs exemplify her commitment to environmental stewardship. Braylee is a member of the Bell FFA chapter, and her advisor is Brett Wasden. The finalists for the Equine Science Entrepreneurship Proficiency Award are Riley Boyd, Bell; Grace Basteau, Chiefland; Arrington Grant, Chiefland; Aniston Shorvard, Williston Jr. And the winner is Arrington Grant of the Chiefland FFA chapter. Arrington Grant's Equine Entrepreneurship SAE revolves around managing and training 4 horses. Starting with a gifted older horse, Arrington honed riding skills through routine practice for competition when he was younger. As he expanded his herd, he acquired a young, unbroken gelding, which required foundational training with a focus on becoming a roping horse. Arrington attends clinics like UF's Horsemanship School, expanded his ability to train horses. He has put hundreds of hours implementing personal training programs that are tailored to the specific needs of each horse. Arrington is a member of the Chiefland FFA chapter, and his advisor is Dallas Locke. The finalists for the Equine Science Placement Proficiency Award are Kierland Parham, Durant; Caroline Cassidy, North Marion; Emma Bogue, South Sumter; Kinsley Zingaro, Trenton. And the winner is Kinsley Zingaro, Trenton FFA chapter. Kinsley Zingaro's SAE project revolves around training and managing horses for Cavalli Farms and Cedar Hills Farms. Introduced to Cavalli Farms in 2013, Kinsley embarked on training lessons in English riding. After building a relationship with the owner, she eventually earned responsibilities like grooming, feeding, and training. Kinsley's dedication led to a recommendation to Cedar Hill Farms, where she now works as a paid employee, caring for, training, and showing their horses. With an agreement to receive a percentage of the sales for independently trained horses, Kinsley continues to excel in the equine industry. She is a member of the Trenton FFA chapter, and her advisor is Callie Skipper. The finalists for the Feeder Steer Proficiency Award are Gabe Mitchell, Dixie; Avery Neesmith, Dixie; Breeley Yeomans, North Marion; Lily Larson, Okeechobee Brahmin. And the winner is Breeley Yeomans of the North Marion FFA chapter. In April of 2023, Breeley Yeomans purchased her steer to exhibit at the 2024 Southeastern Youth Fair. Throughout her project, she kept accurate records of feed and supplements, which allowed her to adjust her steer's nutrition program as his development progressed. Breeley participated in several jackpot shows, placing in the top 5 in her class. At the Southeastern Youth Fair, her steer weighed 1,450 pounds and won the title of Grand Champion. Breeley is a member of the North Marion FFA chapter, and her advisor is Lori Jones. The finalists for the Feeder Swine Proficiency Award are Cody Rhodes, Buffalo Creek Middle; Lexi Angelini, Charlotte; Aubrey Reppert, Swanee; Gabrielle Phillipson, Zephyr Hills. And the winner is Gabrielle Phillipson of the Zephyr Hills FFA chapter. Gabrielle Phillipson's Market Swine project began in late September as she purchased her pig to show at the 2024 Florida State Fair. Gabrielle spent 30 to 60 minutes a day exercising her pig. She also ensured a layer of protection by implementing biosecurity measures to maintain a hygienic environment for her pig. At the Florida State Fair, her pig weighed 290 pounds, which showcases an average daily gain of 1.6 pounds. Gabrielle's pig placed 6th in the class, and she is a member of the Zephyr Hills FFA chapter, and her advisor is Leanne John. And the winner of the Fiber and Oil Crop Production Proficiency is Dawson Jordan of the Malone FFA chapter. Dawson Jordan is an integral part of 3J Farms, a family-owned venture where he works alongside his father and uncles. Together they manage various aspects of cotton and peanut production, from procuring seeds and fertilizers to selling harvest crops across Florida. Dawson's upbringing on the farm instilled a strong work ethic and a diverse skill set, including operating tractors and handling farm equipment. Through his dedication and hands-on expertise, Dawson plays a significant role in the success of 3J Farms. His current responsibilities include shoveling peanuts, building cotton modules, and moving peanuts. Dawson is a member of the Malone FFA chapter, and his advisor is Kim Barber. The finalists for the Forage Production Proficiency Award are Madison Lane, Bronson; Reagan Lane, Florida Virtual; Tanner Connell, Lake Butler. And the winner is Madison Lane of the Bronson FFA chapter. Madison Lane is a fifth-generation Levy County farmer. Her SAE focuses on forage production, specializing in hay for cattle and horse owners. Lane Farm spans 360 acres of coastal and Tifton 85 Bermuda grass, with an additional 100 acres dedicated to winter oats. Madison's journey began early, riding alongside her father on the tractor during hay baling. Over the years, she has mastered various farm tasks, from tractor operations to hay baling and bundling. Since obtaining her driver's license, Madison efficiently hauls and stacks hay, assists in the loading of semi-trailers, and manages her own hay clientele. Her dedication and skill epitomize the essence of agricultural stewardship and entrepreneurship. Madison is a member of the Bronson FFA chapter, and her advisor is Kelly Varnes. The finalists for the Forest Management and Products Proficiency Award are Taylor Turner, Branford; Maggie Mosley, Clay. And the winner is Maggie Mosley of the Clay FFA chapter. Maggie Mosley upholds a sixth-generation agricultural legacy in the timber industry. Their family tree farm includes loblolly, sand, and longleaf pine varieties across 326 acres. From a young age, Maggie has been immersed in the forestry work, learning from her grandfather and father. Evolving from observer to a hands-on contributor, Maggie is currently learning how to identify trees that might be affected by pests and look for the specific pests that might be causing the issue. She also assists with annual prescribed burns by plowing fire lanes. She is a member of the Clay FFA chapter, and her advisor is Caitlin Replesty. The finalists for the Fruit, Nut, and Vegetable Production Proficiency Award are Ashley Thomas, Bell; Arrington Grant, Chiefland; Katie Taylor, Swanee; Aubrey Brown, Trenton. And the winner is Aubrey Brown of the Trenton FFA chapter. Aubrey Brown contributes her efforts to Tillis Farms in Chiefland, Florida since 2021. Aubrey has played a pivotal role in the farm's operation, particularly during watermelon season. Beginning with simple tasks like applying stickers and recording bin weights, her dedication and growth led to expanded responsibilities with each subsequent season. From tracking busloads of watermelons to interacting with customers, she has become an integral part of the farm's efficiency. Aubrey's evolving roles encompasses various tasks beyond watermelon season, include being involved in the planning, harvesting, and marketing of peanuts. Aubrey is a member of the Trenton FFA chapter, and her advisor is Callie Skipper.
Makenleigh, it's the middle of June and nowhere close to New Year's?
I can't help it. I love New Year's. It's my favorite holiday.
I mean, I do too, but now is not the time to be goofing around. We have more important guests waiting backstage. Mac, are you even listening to me?
Hey, do you happen to have any black eyed peas and a dime?
Like the band? No, wait, a dime? What in the world are you talking about?
No, Mackenzie, the vegetable. Every New Year's, my mom makes black-eyed peas and puts a dime in the pot as a symbol of good luck.
Well, as much as I love New Year's, there are still 203 days until you can celebrate.
Okay, fine.
But we do have some guests waiting backstage that are getting ready to celebrate a new year.
No way! I'll tell my mom to put on a pot of peas.
No, Makenleigh, our state vice presidential candidates are about to embark on their new year of service.
Oh yeah, that's right. In April, our state vice presidential candidates underwent several rounds of interviews and were selected to be candidates for the 2024-2025 state officer team. Delegates, it is your responsibility to select who will lead our association in the upcoming year. Candidates will speak in alphabetical order within their respective areas. We will begin with Area 1. Please help me in welcoming Tyler Riggs from the Northview FFA chapter.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tyler Riggs, and I'm proud to announce that I'm one of your Area 1 vice presidential candidates. But let's face it, guys, Area 1 can feel a little bit disconnected from the other areas and even the chapters within it at times because of its distance from a lot of the activities. However, as I travel across the area throughout this next upcoming year, I plan on bridging that gap and mending that disconnect while ensuring that advisors and members alike are granted the greatest opportunities for success available to them. I do this because I see what FFA has done for myself and for my peers, so I know that its limits have absolutely no bounds. Each member has had a profound impact on my life in FFA, and I hope that I can say whenever I'm done with my year of service that I've also had a profound impact on each of their lives. My theme for the entire year and for my entire campaign has been planting seeds for success. I hope that each of you will help me plant these seeds for success across the entire area. Of course, without a leader, this can feel like somewhat of an impossible task, but I hope that each of you will accept me as your leader. Just as I had my advisor and alumni to guide me, I will be here to guide you along your path. As we plant these seeds for success across the area, we will open new opportunities for chapters across the entire area, and with the help of my elected peers on the officer team, across the entire state. This is something that I have absolutely been looking forward to, and I know that each of you have been looking forward to this as well. Waiting backstage with my peers, just thinking about coming out here and speaking with each of you, it's absolutely amazing. To be a part of an organization as wonderful as this one, there's nothing like it, guys. Thank you very much, Area 1 FFA and Florida FFA, for the opportunity to serve you for this next upcoming year.
Also from Area 1, Jocelyn Eubanks from the Sneads FFA chapter.
Hi, Florida FFA. My name is Jocelyn Eubanks, and I've had the honor and privilege of serving as the 2023-2024 Sneads FFA president. Now, I would like to take you back to my freshman year of high school. I was sitting in the extemporaneous prep room, and I remember being so incredibly nervous and overwhelmed in that moment. My note cards were everywhere, and my materials were all spread out. But one thing I learned from that competition is that change is inevitable. Though change can be uncomfortable or even painful at times, we can always learn and grow with it. It has been said that without change, there would be no butterflies. Caterpillars morph into completely new and different creatures. Because of this change, we have incredibly beneficial butterflies. In a similar way, I changed from a shy girl who would barely raise her hand to answer a question in class to the young lady standing before you on this stage today. I was pushed to do the uncomfortable, and this led me to begin cultivating success. So Florida FFA, I challenge you to join me in cultivating our own success. Thank you.
From Area 2, Brayley Hines of the Bell FFA chapter.
Like many of you, I love FFA. I also love iced coffee, binging Netflix, and a good barbecue dinner. Growing up on my family's farm, I have learned to love and appreciate agriculture. The hustle of being in season, overcoming challenges, and most importantly, being good stewards of the land. Over the past several months, I have loved attending banquets, strengthening old bonds, building new relationships, and of course, seeing all of the hype for convention on Instagram. Hello, My name is Braylee Hines, and I am one of your Area 2 State Vice Presidential candidates. Throughout my time in FFA, my SAE has helped shape who I am. My SAE consists of owning and operating Shingle Bay Osceolas, a guided turkey hunt operation in North Central Florida. This opportunity has provided me with invaluable lessons about leadership and responsibility. Guided hunts involve two key principles: using your call and taking aim. As your next Area 2 State Vice President, it is my goal to ensure that every member finds their call, whether that is in career development events, leadership development events, or their own SAE projects. Once you find your call, it's time to take aim by setting goals and working hard to achieve them. By using our call and taking aim, we will continue to uphold the high standards of excellence that Florida FFA is renowned for. So Area 2, vote Braylee Hines for your next Area 2 State Vice President so we can continue to use our call and take aim for a brighter future.
Also from Area 2, Delaney Deadweiler from the Lafayette FFA chapter.
If you're around the Deadweiler household during the summer months, you are guaranteed to hear the phrase, pass the salt. In my family and at Raymond J-Land watermelon sales, salt is a must when enjoying a fresh slice of watermelon. This everyday household seasoning activates your taste buds to bring out the sweet, delicious flavor of a Florida watermelon. Good afternoon, Florida FFA. My name is Delaney Deadweiler, and I have the honor of representing the Lafayette FFA chapter as an Area 2 State Vice Presidential candidate. Watermelon production is a big part of my SAE. Through my time in the melon industry, I have learned skills which will help me in my next year of service. Advocacy and communication are crucial, so they are my main focus areas for this upcoming year. The average American is 3 generations removed from production agriculture. Therefore, a community service project I am passionate about is visiting local elementary school classrooms to teach about the fundamentals of agriculture. I'm excited for the opportunity to continue this important work and share my love for agriculture. It's okay if you don't like salt on your watermelon. In the FFA, there is room for every taste. The watermelon is the main attraction, just like us gathered here today in our blue corduroy jackets. We might represent different schools, but we all share the same main focus of unity. We are called to be the salt of the earth, and today I see before me the next generation seasoned for growth and determined to make a difference. FFA members are like a grain of salt because they may seem small individually, but when they come together, they can make a big impact. And as salt enhances the flavor of a watermelon, FFA members contribute their unique skills, knowledge, and passion to make a positive difference. When you mark your ballot, remember to pass the salt and sprinkle some sweetness beside Delaney Deadweiler for Area 2 State Vice President.
From Area 3, Rebecca Holcomb from the North Marion FFA chapter.
Do you remember when we were kids and our teachers would ask us what we wanted to be when we grew up? We often said something along the lines of astronauts or superheroes, and since then, our dreams have most likely changed. My name is Rebecca Holcomb, and I am proudly representing the North Marion High School FFA chapter as one of your Area 3 State Vice Presidential candidates. I have many dreams, and if you know me, you know I love horses. I dream that one day I will take my equestrian operation into a large-scale facility where I can compete at the Olympics. I dream that I will attend and graduate from the University of Kentucky, even though I will always say, "Go Gators." And I dream that I will become your Area 3 State Vice President. I've been told over the years that I have too many dreams that are just too big. However, someone near and dear to my heart has told me that if you can dream it, you can become it. I know that each and every one of you in this room have a place in your heart for the FFA and most likely have an FFA-related dream. My goal, if elected your Area 3 State Vice President, would be to help you find and accomplish those dreams. Whether it be competing in that next CDE or LDE, running for a chapter, district, or state office, starting a new SAE, or just becoming more involved in the FFA in a whole, I want to be there to help you along the way. The FFA is truly such a beautiful organization, and for that, I thank the FFA for the person I am today and my dreams for the person I will be tomorrow. Florida FFA, vote me, Rebecca Holcomb, as your Area 3 State Vice President so we can chase your dreams together.
Also from Area 3, Afrifa Amoa Mensa from the Mount Dora FFA chapter.
Quarter and we're up by 3. My coach pulls me to the side and tells me to fair catch this ball and put this game to rest. In all honesty, I was terrified. You see, although I was a varsity starter, I was terrified of special teams. I never wanted to be looked at as the villain that lost us the game. As luck would have it, I watched the ball get kicked and I freeze. I let the fear of failing consume me. The ball comes my way and I just don't move. I let the ball come and we lose the game in the closing minutes. Ouch. Success starts by recognizing and seizing opportunities. Seizing opportunities means being proactive and taking the initiative to start something new. By stepping up and trying something new, we enable ourselves to better serve others. One of my best examples of this is David from the Bible. You see, David was just an average shepherd who tended to his sheep, and he never had an actual battle, but he ended up fighting the giant named Goliath. You see, David saw an opportunity when others saw a threat. So in true underdog fashion, David stepped up to the plate and fought Goliath with just a sling and a rock. In life, we all face Goliaths, those daunting challenges that we can't seem to get right. Maybe it's our market project giving us a hard time, a question we can't seem to get right, or maybe our mom yelling at us for not doing our laundry. You see, with that, it's very easy to fall into the trap of not doing something and waiting for the perfect moment to act. What if that moment never comes? Instead, we need to initiate change, embrace the unknown, and trust in our abilities because it is the fear of failing that leads to said failure. So Florida FFA, don't fear failure. Don't let fear paralyze you and stop you from being great because you never know what we could accomplish if you just take that first step. So please allow me a free moment.
From Area 4, Nevaeh Linton of the Bartow FFA chapter.
Florida FFA, let's be honest. One of the most interesting things about living here in Florida is the weather. I mean, it could be perfectly sunny, then within the hour, we could find ourselves in the middle of a thunderstorm, and somehow that can clear up again all within 20 minutes. During the time I have the opportunity to serve as one of your Area 4 State Vice Presidential candidates, I've met ample members that are paving the way for the future of agriculture while also simultaneously pushing through the whirls of wind in their FFA journeys and emerging with accomplishments and success. However, looking through the struggles that they've gone through their FFA journeys, it is important to highlight that there is profound significance to their storms in both the real world and their everyday lives. You see, in the real world, after the storm, there is nitrogen and oxygen flourishing in the air or water stored deep within the soil. In our everyday lives, our storms teach us profound lessons about who we are as people and how we will, in the future, navigate our everyday lives. So while it is true that life is like a storm, it is equally as true to know that once the storm is over, you won't know how you made it through or how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure, in fact, if the storm is fully over. But I know one thing for certain. When you walk out of that storm, you will not be the same person who walked in. That is what the storm is all about. My name is Nevaeh Linton, and my goal for Florida FFA is to help you get up and chase the storms that you'll face in the upcoming year and emerge with accomplishments and success and learn all the different lessons that the storm was supposed to teach you. In the words of Dolly Parton, In order to face the rainbows, you have to put up with the rain. So with that being said, Florida FFA, get up, grab your rain jackets, and get ready to chase your storm.
Also from Area 4, Caitlin Robertson.
David Viscott once said, "If you have the courage to begin, you have the courage to succeed." Each of us had the courage to begin our FFA journeys. For me, it was being asked by my advisor to show a market steer the summer before my freshman year. I took a leap of faith and mustered up a lot of courage, which led to me successfully showing and placing as reserve champion market steer. I fast forward to the many CDEs and SAEs that were motivated by courage and led me to this very moment. Good afternoon, Florida FFA. My name is Caitlin Robertson, and I am your Area 4 Vice Presidential candidate. It is an honor to be standing before you all today. As your Area 4 Vice President, I hope to guide and encourage you as you find your place in the agriculture industry. FFA has a place for each of us. All it takes is some courage and a first step to being successful within this organization. Whether you seek to improve as a leader, showman, speaker, or try a new CDE, SAE, or LDE, I hope to be there to guide and encourage you on that journey. Each of us needs someone to listen and guide us just as I did with my first steer project. After my success with my first steer project, I began mentoring members of my chapter by helping them find the courage it takes to show a market steer. My goal is to mentor Florida FFA members and help them find the courage within their respective interests for them to grow and succeed. That being said, remember, you do not have to become from an agricultural background to succeed in agriculture. Florida FFA, let's be courageous together.
From Area 5, Trey Guerrero from the Strawberry Crest FFA chapter.
If you knew me my freshman year, you would wonder how this guy is standing before you today. From my humble beginning in tool identification to ending my senior year with 2 state championship titles, I have learned how to sharpen my skills to success. I doubt many of y'all know what this is. For you, it's just a rock, but for me, it's what kickstarted my business. This small stone was once used to sharpen my knives, but my technology has grown since then. If you don't know me by now, my name is Trey Guerrero, but I'm also known as a knife guy. My SAE is Trey Sharp Shop, a small business that consists of sharpening and designing customized Damascus knives. This SAE has exceeded my expectations as I am now a top 4 proficiency finalist. Connecting with others and building new relationships has always been a priority to me. One thing that sets FFA apart from other organizations is the vast opportunities for academic and personal growth, along with the potential for kickstarting possible careers. Over the last 6 years within the Blue Jacket, I have had the opportunity to be an officer 6 times. This past year, I was blessed to serve as the Strawberry Crest FFA chapter president. I have pushed myself beyond my limits and advocated for the agricultural industry. My FFA journey has been about seizing opportunities, embracing challenges, and making a difference. As your Area 5 State Vice President, I will help encourage all members and inspire students to push beyond their limits and strive for personal success. Florida FFA, let's defy the norm and go beyond the cutting edge. Thank you.
From Area 6, Raylan Peniagua of the Clewiston FFA chapter.
Most everyone dreads waking up early to watch the sunrise, but once you get past the initial fog of sleepiness, you are eventually greeted with the warm rays of opportunities. My name is Raylan Peniagua, your Area 6 State Vice Presidential candidate, and I'm here to remind you not to look past those sunrises of opportunities. The sun is a reminder that every day is an opportunity to start fresh and chase your dreams. Making your dreams come true does not only serve as a nice sentiment, but is ultimately our motivation to move forward every day. Let's think about this. If Tim Tebow had never picked up a football, he would have never been a Heisman winner. If Leslie Applegate had never joined the FFA, he would have never been the first national president. It is essential that we seize every opportunity that comes our way, regardless of our own fears of failure. I often wonder what might have happened if my grandma hadn't joined FFA. Then I probably wouldn't have been inspired to carry on our family tradition. As a third-generation FFA member, I have dreamt of the day I would zip up my own blue jacket. Little did I know at the time the experiences I would gain through my FFA journey. While I believe success looks different for all of us, it is our job as FFA members and agriculturalists to work towards a successful future for ourselves, our families, and overall, our industry. Florida FFA, my goal is to assist in opening up those same sunrises of opportunities for each and every one of you. Our future is brighter together.
Also from Area 6, Jaden Wild from the Fort Pierce Wood FFA chapter.
You can do anything here. The only prerequisite is that it makes you happy. Bob Ross. In FFA, we all have the opportunity to explore and find where our passions lie. And for me, I find the joy in the connections I've made along my journey. Hello, Florida FFA. My name is Jaden Weil, and I proudly represent the Fort Pierce Westwood FFA chapter. And I am honored to be here as one of your Area 6 state officer candidates. Throughout my journey in FFA, I have spent my time building connections across the state and the country. Events like the District 11 Ag Olympics and various conventions and conferences have allowed me to meet unique individuals and make unique connections with them. It's these connections that have pushed me to be here on this stage before you today, and that have pushed me to come this far in my FFA journey. It's these connections that are Our organization is centered around these connections. It's these connections that push, shape, and help us find our place in this organization. It's these connections that help us turn our dreams into realities and our passions into achievable goals. These connections are what help us to find where we are happy in this world and where we can succeed in this industry and organization. Florida FFA, my time in the FFA has taught me a great deal of life lessons that I will continue to carry with me. And specific events like being here this week, I've gotten to talk to so many chapters and learn about their experiences in the FFA, how they differ from mine, and where we come together. At SLC, I made friends with people across the state who helped me find where I can succeed no matter how hard I try. SLS, I had my group of friends who always made sure I had a smile on my face no matter the hardship. It's these connections that push us to be better and help us find where we are happy, and I cannot express how important the connections are.
Thank you, candidates. We wish you luck on your journey to becoming a state officer. Ow! Why did you just pinch me?
Well, I figured we celebrate all these other holidays. We might as well celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I pinched you because you're not wearing green.
Well, yeah, but geez, that hurt.
St. Patrick's Day is deeply rooted in Irish culture and history. During celebrations, individuals and organizations may be honored with awards for their contributions to preserving and promoting Irish heritage, arts, and traditions.
Speaking of awards and celebrating, let's get back to meeting your State Proficiency Award finalists.
And the finalists of the Goat Production Proficiency Award are Ava Siegmeister, DeLand; Gabe Mitchell, Dixie; Afrifa Amoa Mensa, Mount Dora; Dakota Keller, Ocoee. And the winner is Afrifa Amoa Mensa of the Mount Dora FFA chapter. Afrifa's SAE journey began by volunteering at Slow Turtle Farm, a grade A dairy goat farm in Florida. Initially unfamiliar with goats, he immersed himself in learning about their nutrition, anatomy, and breeding. Over 3 years, Afrifa evolved from a novice to an essential farmhand, mastering tasks such as milking, breeding, newborn care, and farm maintenance. Today, he is the farm's invaluable employee, managing breedings, assisting with kid births, conducting artificial insemination, and overseeing various farm operations, showcasing his remarkable growth and dedication. Afrifa is a member of the Mount Dora FFA chapter, and his advisor is Cindy Bellamy. The finalists for the Landscape Management Proficiency Award are Tyler Nelson, Apopka; Brody Ellis, Chiefland; Luke Lunsford, DeLand; Trey Tyre, Fort White. And the winner is Brody Ellis of the Chiefland FFA chapter. Brody Ellis's SAE began with his employment at Ellis Environmental and Utilities from a young age. Brody started with minor tasks like weed eating and clearing brush. Over time, his responsibilities include mowing equipment maintenance, crew management, and customer interaction. During peak season, he oversees up to 20 job sites per week across Levy, Gilchrist, and Dixie counties. From initially clearing brush to now managing crews and scheduling, Brody's expertise and responsibilities have grown significantly since he began his SAE. Brody is a member of the Chiefland FFA chapter, and his advisor is Dallas Locke. And the winner of the Nursery Operations Proficiency Award is Jody Witter of the George Jenkins FFA chapter. Jody Witter began her Nursery and Operations Placement SAE at Peterson Nursery and Garden Center. Starting with basic tasks, she quickly advanced to managing inventory and advising customers on plant care. Shadowing the owner in continuous learning made her a trusted resource for customers and led to the introduction of new products like garden and composting worms. Jody is also now able to identify plants, insects, diseases, and list treatment for any uprising issues. Today, she plays a key role in decision-making within the nursery, contributing to informational materials and managing customer accounts. Jody is a member of the George Jenkins FFA chapter, and her advisor is Shelby Dupree. The finalists for the Outdoor Recreation Proficiency Award are Logan White, Bell; Amber Lebo, Dean Bozeman; Caden Reed, Dixie; Hunter Russell, Middleburg. And the winner is Hunter Russell of the Middleburg FFA chapter. Hunter Russell's outdoor recreation journey began at Amazing Grace Family Farms, an agritourism farm, in 2021. Hunter started as a farm team member where he was responsible for feeding animals, watering plants, and customer service on the farm. Over the years, his roles have increased to overseeing construction projects and maintaining the crop maze for their visitors. Hunter takes pride in ensuring the safety of the visitors on the farm, beginning with the parking area and continuing to throughout the property. Hunter is a member of the Middleburg FFA chapter, and his advisor is Melissa Hendricks. The finalists for the Poultry Production Proficiency Award are Addison Burns, Bell; Brooke Gunn, Chiefland; Peyton Gay, Dean Bozeman; Valerie Rodriguez, Orlando Colonial. And the winner is Addison Burns of the Bell FFA chapter. Addison Burns spearheads a comprehensive poultry production program. With 85 birds spanning diverse breeds, she ensures eggs, chicks, and show-quality fowl meet national standards. Catering to 4-H, FFA, and breeders statewide, Addison offers poultry for SAE programs, consumption, and hatching services. Initially tending to basic needs like feeding and egg collection, she now navigates the intricacies of bird health, genetics, and sales. Addison's journey from novice caretaker to holistic farm manager underscores her commitment to excellence in the poultry industry. Addison is a member of the Bell FFA chapter, and her advisor is Brett Wasden. And the winner of the Service Learning Proficiency Award is Clayton Keene of the Lake Wales FFA chapter. Clayton Keene organized Casting Lures for a Cure, a nonprofit bass fishing tournament benefiting the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation. Inspired by a friend's battle with pediatric cancer, Clayton combines his passion for bass fishing with a desire to help others. Over the 5 years, the tournament raised over $35,000 for NPCF, with plans for expansion each year. Clayton's responsibilities include selecting beneficiaries, securing sponsorships, organizing logistics, and overseeing tournament operations. His dedication ensures a successful event where anglers compete for a cause, raising funds to support pediatric cancer patients and their family. Clayton is a member of the Lake Wales FFA chapter, and his advisor is Morgan Williams. The finalists for the Sheep Production Proficiency Award are Madison Braun, DeLand; Isabella Moss, DeLand; Emmalise Durant; Breely Yeomans, North Marion. And the winner is Emmalise of the Durant FFA chapter. Emmalise SAE project focuses on breeding Southdown sheep. Over 11 years, she has expanded her flock from 1 ewe to 16 breeding ewes and 2 bucks. Her breeding goals emphasize qualities like muscle and bone structure, levelness, and color consistency. Emma sells her sheep primarily to exhibitors and for market purposes. Her responsibilities have evolved significantly since she started at the age of 5, now including hoof maintenance, medication administration, and even assisting with lambing. She's developed a keen eye for selecting breed stock and adjusting their nutrition, showing her commitment to continuous improvement in her flock. Emma is a member of the Durant FFA chapter, and her advisor is Brittany Coleman. The finalists for the Small Animal Production and Care Proficiency are Braxton Young, Branford; Caitlin Weddington, Dean Bozeman; Joanna Haycoop, Lafayette; Amanda Cook, Williston. And the winner is Braxton Young of the Branford FFA chapter. Braxton Young's small SAE focuses on breeding and training hounds for specific hunting purposes, initially for white-tailed deer and later expanding to wild hog removal. Braxton collaborates closely with his father, dividing responsibilities and costs evenly to maintain concrete kennels and care for the hounds. The SAE hones his skills in dog handling and game harvesting. Braxton's dedication and management decisions drive the success and growth of his hound breeding venture, ensuring quality care and performance for his dogs. Braxton is a member of the Branford FFA chapter, and his advisor is Stacy Young. And the finalists for the Specialty Animal Production Proficiency Award are Fisher Langford, Bell; Mackenzie Fisher, Chiefland Jr.; McKinley Bledsoe, J.; Clarissa Mixa, South Lake. And the winner is McKinley Bledsoe of the JFFA chapter. McKinley Bledsoe's beekeeping business SAE has showcased remarkable growth. Starting with a single hive in 2019, she now manages 8 hives. Her responsibilities have expanded from basic hive maintenance to honey harvesting, marketing, and providing pollination services. McKinley is also responsible for implementing pest management strategies to mitigate any issues that may arise. For the hives that she leases to local farmers for pollination, she performs regular hive checks on location to ensure hive health. McKinley is a member of the JFFA chapter, and her advisor is Emily Mitchum. The finalists for the Swine Production Proficiency Award are Emily Shetzaws, Dade City, Isabella Moss, DeLand, Haley Stevens, Lake Gibson, Peyton Campbell, Trenton. And the winner is Peyton Campbell of the Trenton FFA chapter. Peyton is deeply involved in her SAE project at Robinson Show Pigs. Initially recruited to assist during a busy farrowing season in 2020, Peyton's responsibilities quickly expanded. From aiding in piglet deliveries to daily barn operations, her role evolved to encompass feeding, cleaning, and prepping for circuit shows. Peyton gradually gained trust and independence, now managing the care of the show pigs and sows. With dedication and expertise, she ensures the pigs are fed correctly, groomed, and ready for every show. Peyton is a member of the Trenton FFA chapter, and her advisor is Callie Skipper. The finalists for the Turfcraft Management Proficiency Award are Cooper Ford, Malone, Yvonne Elmore, South Fork, Timothy Dahl, South Lake, and the winner is Timothy Dahl of the South Lake FFA chapter. Timothy Dahl takes pride in managing a 23-acre property along with his neighbor's land, providing top-tier landscaping services. His week is dedicated to a meticulous yard upkeep, ensuring it remains pristine and weed-free. Utilizing herbicides and insecticides as needed, he maintains the lush greenery, mowing lawns and pastures weekly. Timothy also manages the irrigation system, monitoring watering schedules for optimal growth. Using proper fertilizers, he ensures the yard and pastures flourish year-round. Timothy is a member of the South Lake FFA chapter, and his advisor is Jeremy Odom. The finalists for the Veterinary Science Proficiency Award are Emily Cloudman, DeLand, Brianna Cleland, Middleburg, and the winner is Brianna Cleland of the Middleburg FFA chapter. Brianna's SAE in the veterinary field started as a volunteer kennel technician in 2021, advancing to a veterinary technician by 2023. Initially responsible for boarding animals' needs, she ensured that they had fresh water, proper feeding, and a clean environment. As a veterinary technician, her role expanded to assisting with physical exams, sample collection, and in-house testing. She also supports post-surgery care, monitoring patients' vitals, administering medications, and handling prescription refills. Brianna is a member of the Middleburg FFA chapter, and her advisor is Melissa Hendricks. The finalists for the Wildlife Production and Management Proficiency Award are Ethan Bocina from Madison County, Nathan Paulk, Middleburg, Victoria Justiniano, Orlando Colonial, Scott Reagan, South Lake, and the winner is Victoria Justiniano of the Orlando Colonial FFA chapter. Victoria has been actively involved in marine turtle conservation efforts since 2020 on the west coast of Puerto Rico. She diligently monitors beaches during nesting and hatching seasons, collecting valuable data and assisting in tagging nesting turtles, marking nest, and collecting egg chamber data. Over time, Victoria's responsibilities have grown from erasing track marks to more complex tasks like nest relocation and hatchling releases. Additionally, she educates the community through her high school presentations in Orange County, Florida, fostering awareness and encouraging involvement in marine turtle conservation. Victoria is a member of the Orlando Colonial FFA chapter, and her advisor is Kayla Sauce.
Every student we encountered undoubtedly grasped the significance of hard work, dedication, and resilience. Please help me in celebrating these members as they have worked tirelessly and dedicated themselves to their supervised agricultural experience projects.
Those proficiency finalists and winners definitely gave us a reason to celebrate. We are so proud of all of your achievements and look forward to your continued successes. Mac, I've got to say, this session was a blast.
Oh, I know. We got to celebrate all of my favorite holidays in one day.
Well, we did forget one.
Mackenzie, seriously? What could we have possibly meant?
Valentine's Day!
Oh, how thoughtful of you. You know, I've never really celebrated Valentine's Day. I guess you could say I just don't have the qualifications.
Well, Valentine's Day is about more than just boxes of chocolate and roses. It's about celebrating the people who you love the most.
Well, I know someone I could celebrate this holiday with.
Mac, Zac Efron does not count.
Well, I would love to celebrate Valentine's Day with Zac Efron. That's not who I'm talking about. When you said that Valentine's Day is about celebrating the people you love the most, the members of the Florida FFA Association came to my mind. Celebrating our love for them in this blue jacket is the perfect way to close out this session.
Today, we have celebrated the outstanding FFA members that make this organization what it is today. Just as this holidays we've celebrated mark moments of joy, reflection, and togetherness, we are so glad to have commemorated a year filled with remarkable achievements. Our hearts couldn't be more full.
But let's not forget that the celebrations don't end here because convention is not over just yet.
That's right, there are still so many amazing moments and achievements left to celebrate this week. FFA members, the future starts now. Starting today will allow us to cultivate a better tomorrow. Creating positive change starts with you. You have the power to act. You can set your goals into motion. You can take that first step. There's no better time than right now. Florida FFA, let's get started.
Look at me now, I'm riding on a cloud, my vibe is hitting loud, tearing it down, shaking the ground, you've been waiting for it now, the clock is counting down, here we come, bang the drum, you don't have to wait, we're back, we're back, Look at me now, I'm where you wanna be, lifetime guarantee. Showing them how, feeling the wow, a tiger in the street, exotic energy. Roar the crowd, roar the crowd. Here we come, bang the drum. You don't have to wait, we're back, we're back. Get out of your basement, get out on the pavement. Let's all get together, cause together's amazing. The moment is waiting, the feeling we're chasing. It's right there in front of us, it's there for the taking.
Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
Yes, Madam President, I do. Don't forget about the mega party tomorrow night. Be sure to get your tickets today at the registration counter. That is all, Madam President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this session? We are about to adjourn the third general session of the 96th Florida FFA State Convention and Expo. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in a salute to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now declare this session adjourned.
Stars were made for shining. I'm going to find that light. I'm looking for the silver lining. So tell me where it hides. I know I got some lightning. Currents running through me. I found that silver lining on the inside of me. Made for hiding, won't sleep till I find the light. I'm looking for the silver lining, gonna get my soul shine. Hard times are made for finding the fire inside of me. I'll find that silver lining, no matter where it